Bro.
The blunt killers or some shit like that.
I didn't see
the shit you light in your car to kill the blunts with.
Alright, you're good, brother.
Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule well. And said salutations, much love to y'all. Came out there pushing out his word, truth, sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back out on the highways and byways for another week, condemning this place and telling Israel to repent. And as you see, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And Jake still in his bullshit, just lollygagging, doing whatever they want, not knowing that they're gonna get caught like a thief in the night. All right, so get that thief in the night. The Lord gonna catch you like a thief. 2 Peter chapter 3. Oh, start there. All right, because a lot of people, a lot of Jakes, man, the hell with it, everybody else. All right, these heathens, which even Esau, really mainly, they're the ones that are up on game, so to say. They know what's going on. They see that their liberties is being taken away. They're the main ones protesting, main ones in the streets, all right, hooting and hollering, while Jake's out here at the bars, at your local CVS and Publix, signing paperwork to get the jab. Go ahead.
All right. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, starting at verse 10.
Yep.
Yeah, verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which..."
I actually started 9.
Yeah. This is the book of 2 Peter 3, verse 9. It reads, "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness."
Right, so the Lord's not a slack concerning his promise, man. What are the promises? Was it Hebrews? Was it Hebrews 8 or 9? No, not Hebrews. Romans 9. Romans 9. Go to Romans 9. Where it said concerning the promises. All right, because who are the promises given to? All right, there was a certain people that the promises were given to. All right, and there was promises of salvation, promises of destruction. Okay, but you have to take heed to it. Okay.
This is Romans 9 and 4. Let's start 4. It says,
just get to the point.
Romans chapter 9 verse 4 says, "Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the services of the Most High, and the promises."
And the promises. So these things are for Israel to know and to find out and to seek. Okay, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and then we have our people scattered among all nations. Okay, but this is for our people. All right, go ahead. And so these promises aren't slack. You see them happening. What the Lord said, what the Lord promised is happening. Go ahead.
Going back in 2 Peter 3, verse 9, "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish."
Right, that's why the Lord was long-suffering, because the promises was unto his people. So he's long-suffering, so you got enough time to get it. You have no excuse now. Here it is that America is going down the drain, and you still walking around like nothing's happening. Here it is, they letting thousands of people into America, and you don't see what's coming. This is the same way ancient Roman Empire fell. All these people started coming into Rome. What do you think is about to happen? Here it is, America's killing innocent children in Afghanistan. All right, the dollar is being devalued. There's division in America. There's people coming into America. So what do you think is about to happen? America is going to be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
Going back in 2 Peter 3, reading on verse 10, it says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
Right, so the scripture said the Lord's going to come back like a thief in the night. What happens when a thief comes in the middle of the night? You're not expecting him. You're not sitting on the lawn chair waiting on the thief. So if the scripture said, the Bible says that the Lord's going to come back like a thief in the night. Y'all going to be riding bikes, grocery shopping, getting married, being married, driving Teslas, and then the Lord's going to come back, eating pizza, eating Bojangles, Papa John pizzas, and Popeye's chicken, and then the Lord's going to come back. World War III is happening. A lot of you cucks, a lot of you simps is about to get drafted to the Middle East, and you ain't coming back. Guess what? Half of the military don't want to take the jab, so they're going to quit. So they got to fill them boots somehow. And a lot of you guys are going to get drafted, and women. You want equal rights? Well, you're going to get equal opportunity to go to the Middle East. How about that? You're going to get equal rights to go to the Afghanistan and Iraq and the Middle East. How about that? You want equalness? Well, you got it. And then the Lord is going to come in the midst of that. And the nuclear missiles are going to come to America and destroy this place. That's in the Bible. You claim to love God, you go to church. Well, we reading right out of the Bible. Go ahead, read it. We start from the verse again. Start on top of that verse.
Going back in 2 Peter 3, verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yeah, that's explaining the nuclear missiles. You think all these nations are making weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles for fun? You think they just making missiles for fun? Nah, man. They making these things to blow America up. And it's in the Bible. The Bible is describing nuclear destruction. I bet you they don't tell you that in church. They don't tell you that America's going to be destroyed via thermonuclear missiles. They didn't tell you in church that America was going to be in shambles, America was going to collapse. And now you're seeing it. You're living it. Go ahead.
Come. Going back in 2 Peter 3 and 10, it says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
What's going to make the elements melt with fervent heat? Hey, quote that again, because this is in the Bible. The Bible said the elements will melt with fervent heat. Hey, remember what happened in Nagasaki, in Hiroshima, in Japan? When America dropped atomic bombs? Well, guess what? America's going to get nuclear missiles dropped on here.
That's right.
Go ahead.
2 Peter 3 and 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein.
That's right. The earth also, the works therein. Everything here. Get Malachi 4 real quick, because everything that you see, all right, the sidewalks, the trees, the animals, the people, all of y'all gonna get eradicated off the face of the earth via thermonuclear missiles. It ain't gonna be no fire trucks to put the fire out. All right, this place is gonna be obliterated with missiles. Wait, 200 million to be exact. Good.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall... It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
There you go, man. So that's why I say the elements shall be burnt with fervent heat. It's going to burn like an oven, man. Leave nothing behind. Not the works, because it said the works therein shall be burned up. Nothing. The philosophies, everything in America is going to be destroyed by the Lord. The one you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ hates America. All right, God is not happy with you abominations walking around. Everything in America is contrary to the Bible. Everything in America is to take you away from the Lord. But here it is, they push it on you. They tell you, oh, this is the way. This is how, this is 2021. But the Lord said this is wicked. And that's why he's going to destroy it with nuclear fire. That's why you got these different nations building nuclear weapons. And all the nations are coming against America. Why is that? Because it's in the Bible. Go ahead,
Got a quick one. 2 Ezra 16 and 4. 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 4. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? So like brother was saying, there ain't gonna be no fire trucks, there ain't gonna be no bunkers, there ain't gonna be no plane flying overhead, dropping water on fields
Right.
to quench the fire from the missiles, man. It's gonna come, and there is no remedy. We would have healed her, but she is not healed.
Get that real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 4. Right? Because the brother was talking about how this place just makes you keep going off, right? Revelation 18:4 says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins.
Yeah, and that's what we're telling our people. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, come up out of this place, man. Stop living in this wicked-ass society. All right, stop partaking in this wicked-ass world. Follow the Lord. Don't follow this devil. Here it is that the same people that's ruling over you right now was the same people that put you in slavery. And now all of a sudden they want to help you. They want you to live. Come on, man. Use your mind. Use your head other than the hat rack. Go ahead.
Revelation 18:4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Yeah, because what's gonna be the ultimate judgment for this place? Be not partakers of her sins. The ultimate judgment for the sins is the nuclear destruction. All right, that's why all these articles come out and news, live news come out about different countries testing nuclear missiles and capabilities, and oh, we gotta stop Iran from getting plutonium and all that. Why? Because America knows that they're the target of the world. Even Germany, France, they're turning their backs on you Americans. They're turning their backs on America, period. And hell, your own government turned their backs on you. That's why you out here looking stupid as hell, walking around with masks, getting jabbed up, just so you can go to work. I thought this was a free country. What happened to freedom? Now you talk about freedom, you're a hate mongerer. You got hate speech. You speaking lies, you get canceled. But I thought this was a free country. Go ahead.
Going back, Revelation 18:5, it says, finish off 4, it says, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, partake not of her plagues. The main plague is going to be the missiles, and also the chariots, what you ignorantly call UFOs. Because the Zechariah chapter 5 says this is the plague that goes, or the curse. It says the curse that goes upon the whole earth. But that's a plague. All right? The missiles are a plague. Second Ezra's. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. The brother mentioned. Damn, Salaki, go ahead. Escape my mind.
Going back, Revelation 18 and going back to 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, look what America has done. Look at America's history. America's sins have reached to the heavens, figuratively and literally. All right, you got space junk. All right, and then what? America's wickedness has surpassed every wickedness ever seen on the planet, man. Here, this Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed for being wicked. Egypt, all these nations got destroyed for being wicked, and you think America's going to continue to be wicked and not be punished by the Lord? This is in the Bible. We're reading out the Bible. You claim to love God, right? Well, listen to His word. Go ahead.
Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works.
Yeah, how did America reward the Israelites? Slavery? Look what just happened at the border. Wait a minute. I thought we was a great country that accepted everybody.
I thought we moved away from that.
Yeah, I thought we were better than this.
Hey, real quick, Afghanistan, they over here pushing their allies and taking these migrants over there from the Afghanistan situation, but then closing their own borders, man. These hypocrites, man.
Yeah, well, and look, here it is, they killing children in Afghanistan. But then try to bring up Russia on war crimes.
Right.
Going back, Revelation 18 and 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Yeah, so the cup that America has given out to everybody, the philosophies, the wickedness that America has pushed out, guess what? That's all going to come back unto you now. All of that wickedness that America has pushed out is coming back unto you now. And put your mask on, man. Put it on. don't half-ass it. Put it on. See, that's the wickedness, though, that they pushed around the world. Put your mask on. They did that around. That sprouted from America, man. The cancer of the earth, which ultimately goes back to Esau, which is the rulers of the world. All right, the self-proclaimed white man. Because name one thing the so-called white man has done for humanity, so-called humanity that has prospered, all right? What? The internet? The internet has destroyed the minds of the people.
They gave smartphones to smart people, now they dumb as hell.
Yeah, smartphones, dumb people. Smartphones, stupid people. Go ahead.
Revelation 18:7. How much she hath glorified herself.
Yeah, and there it is. She glorifies. That's why these people walk, as they hear these words of the Lord, they still walk around proud.
Carelessly.
America ain't gonna be destroyed. What a dumb nigger. Not a spick. But here it is. I mean, you don't have to believe us. Just look what's going on.
Don't take my word for
Yeah,
it.
look. Wake up and smell the fresh air.
Hey, Habakkuk, they say the vision's yet for an appointed time, and at the end it's going to speak and not lie.
Yeah.
So, like the brother said, you don't got to take our words for it. Turn the news on, man. Go talk to some of these international people from other countries and see how they feel about America, man.
Right. And well, look how Americans feel about America.
Right.
America's divided. So shit. Go ask Trump supporters.
Right.
Go ahead.
Going back to Revelation 18:7, it says how much she have lived. So like, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Live deliciously. Off of what? America was able to live deliciously off the backs of the Israelites. Slavery, and then getting all these nations to feed them with everything pretty much.
Taking the resources.
Yeah, taking the resources, stealing them. So America's been living deliciously, right? Would you agree with that, my man? Sir, would you agree that America has been living deliciously? You don't know? What do you think is going to happen to America soon? You see the state of America? How do you feel about it? No answers, huh? You can't say nothing because America's finished. That's why. You got a stupid ass president because of the stupid ass people that live here, man. You got no one to blame but yourselves. Go ahead.
It says how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give
See,
her.
hey, what? See, this is, hey, America's finished. People don't even stand up for America no more, man. All they can do is just shrug their shoulders and shake their heads. This is pathetic. This is supposed to be the greatest country? Come on, man. This is the most wicked country. This is the most wicked kingdom ever. Here it is that they promote wickedness. They tell you you got the opportunity to choose your sex. If you don't want to be male or female, you can be non-binary. You can do this. You can do that. You got 82,000 genders.
I was at the creating spot, the coffee bar. The dude walked in there with fucking titties. I was like, you gotta be
Nigga with
fucking kidding me.
titties. This is America, though.
Well, it was an Edomite, but nonetheless.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Nigga. Go ahead.
God, going back. This is Revelation 18:7. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart.
Hey, there you go. It says, so much torment and sorrow give her. So, you know what you people got coming for you? Torments and sorrow. That's what the Lord said. You got torments and sorrow coming for you. Don't blame us for the lack of your business. Blame your government. All right? And ultimately, the Most High is going to destroy you. You're going to be jobless. And soon you're going to be presented with a microchip if you want to continue to work in your shitty jobs.
Hey, you was just saying about how not to, or like the scripture is saying, how much he gave out to everybody else, man. This place lives so deliciously. You know, for the last 20 years, we could just speak about the last 20 years, man. All those bombs that was getting dropped over in the Middle East, all those children that was being destroyed over there, those families, those people living in a mind state of terror and everything. You people don't even care about that. You don't even, a lot of you people didn't even know we was at war. Like, what do you mean pulling out of Afghanistan? When did we go to Afghanistan? Who was we over there trying to kill and everything like that, man?
Right.
So, like, Iraq. Yeah. So the people that went, like scriptures say, cut off the seed from Babylon, the son and the nephew and all these things, man. All right, you're rewarding them double. So as all these people walking around dwelling carelessly, turning up in the club and everything else like that, while people are getting bombed on the other side of the globe, man. When these things come to America, man, they gonna be rejoicing over your ass, man. All right?
Yeah, because America is the one that has done made these countries suffer.
Yep.
America is the reason why the world is suffering. If you didn't know, while you get to sip on your latte and sit in the AC, guess what? Third world countries is suffering because of what you get to do.
That's right.
And what your country, your government is doing.
That's right.
And you can sit around and that's bullshit. America's a great country. Well, guess what? Why did Donald Trump say make America great again? Because America is a shithole country. All right? America's not great. Here it is, they're making you do things that you don't want to do. Making you take things that you don't want to take just for a job. Just so you can eat at a restaurant. Just so you can go to the grocery store. And meanwhile, you walking around with no clue that the Lord is about to return. Looking stupid as hell. Looking like a bunch of clowns. And meanwhile, the Lord is about to bring destruction on this place. Walk right by the prophets and don't even inquire. So don't ask for mercy when the Lord starts bringing judgment. Don't come running to us when the martial law troops are running down the street kicking your doors down and you got to fight for food, life and death situations. Don't come looking for us because the Lord is about to start killing a lot of you people. The Lord is saving the best for last. See, the whole world right now is in chaos. But you have the luxury at this moment to walk around looking stupid and go to a bar. Go to a club. Go to the Hungry Greek. Get fast food. Real soon, you're going to be in dire straits. All right? You're going to be in a world of hurt because you didn't want to listen to what the prophets had to say, which what the prophets say is what the Lord said.
All right, I got you real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
That's right. So our people, they like to misuse the prophets. They like to walk on. Oh, don't even look that way. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
They
don't look that way.
Yeah, they don't understand that this is a sign of the Heavenly Father of the incoming. He did this every time.
Every time. Get Jeremiah 28. Because this is nothing new. And every kingdom before it fell, the prophets was out there screaming at you. Get Isaiah 58.
Israelites warning them of what was getting ready.
Exactly, because you have to be an Israelite to be a prophet first and foremost.
Yep.
And then you have to be chosen by the Most High.
That's right.
Get Isaiah first. And then you get that.
58:1.
Yep.
All right, it's the book of Isaiah 58.
Good, Hawk? Good. I see you got that little cane.
58 verse 1.
Oh, okay.
It reads, it reads, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice.
They said, cry aloud, spare not. We don't care about your feelings. Your feelings ain't gonna stop nuclear missiles. How you feel is irrelevant to the reality of the situation the world is in right now. The world is in chaos, turmoil. World War III is about to break out anytime now. You're gonna get drafted to World War III. If you took the vaccine, you're eligible to be drafted, because guess what? Half of the military is not taking it, so they gotta fill them boots. Again, we say it. Yes. We gonna keep saying it. A lot of you men and you women is not gonna be out here much longer, man. You're gonna be on a plane and they just gonna push you out of it with a parachute and an AR-15 and maybe a grenade or two. Go ahead, read it.
I don't know.
Hey, but that's what we're here to warn you about. And we're gonna get to it because this is what we lifting up our voices for, man. We're not out here for entertain you. We're out here to warn you. You either take heed to the warning or die. Right. The Most High is coming back regardless, whether you believe or not. Go ahead.
That's the book of Isaiah 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
Right. So when some people say, "Why are you guys yelling?" Well, the scripture said, "Lift up thy voice." You got to hear us. All right. If you all the way over there on the other block, you gonna hear us. You play some Spanish music at the Mediterranean spot, you still gonna hear us.
And that's them despising the word, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let's turn the music up for them niggas.
Well, you know, it had to be that bitch that been sitting on those tables because last time the dude did that, he saw us look over there and turn the music
Yeah,
down. So
turn it up. Yeah,
it's got to
that's
be that bitch over there.
Hey, but you know, our people will walk around with that pride. Oh, if God was coming back, I would know about it.
Right.
Hey,
Well, now you do.
Our people seek the sign, but they're not gonna get no sign but the sign of the prophets ultimately.
But exactly, which when they see the sign, they're like, that ain't the sign.
Right.
Believe it.
Yeah, exactly. That was it on that? The first verse.
Yeah, transgression in the house of
Yeah, go ahead and get that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, that's what the prophets tell you about before it comes. That's what the prophet's job is. And the Lord always sets him up right before he does it. You know, in your eyes it might be 30, 40 years, but that's nothing to the Lord. That's an hour. Roughly less than an hour shit.
Yeah, think about Noah. Noah was out there for roughly 120 some odd years, and it was the same shit. It was talking shit about the man. Like he didn't exist. He's building this boat, giving you the warning, give you a fair warning too. For generations and generations and generations, and you're doing the same thing right now today. There's a scripture in the New Testament says just like in the days of Noah. Okay, so we're looking at, you got that?
Oh yeah, I was born there.
Yeah, I got one more verse. Oh, that was it on that. Verse 9.
Read it again.
All right, got it. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8 and 9. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, of evil, and of pestilence.
Yeah, war, evil, pestilence. That's what's going on in the world. You got war, evil, and pestilence. You got the COVID, right? That's a pestilence. All these people dying, millions of people dying, right? Well, hey, that's what we've been warning you about before it even came. Right. That started in 2020 or 2019 December, supposedly. But now it's worldwide. We told you about that beginning with the elder apostles back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the 2010s, the teens, all right? And now here it is today. You see what's going on. War. You see what's going on. Oh, what else? Evils. I mean, that's clear and evident. You don't know what evil is? Well, you're going to live through it. How about that?
Well, they are right now. Because when, hey, it's
this is just the beginning.
Right, the beginning of
sorrows.
Yeah, right. When we first came out here, we told you about these things, man. The Golden City ceasing, all these things coming to an end. All right, the grinding ceasing, and the city of Mirth is being dried up. And you people are living it right now, man. Moving out of your houses, getting evicted and things like that, can't afford food. Yeah. We told you about these things beforehand, and you didn't believe it, but now you're actually living it, man.
Yeah. You got people hitting us up. Hey, how can I get the religious exemption? Here's some scriptures. Figure it out.
You gotta get it from the Most High, man.
And when people are starting to ask questions because now they see that we were right the whole time. Like shit, damn. But they're too proud to actually acknowledge it. Hey, that's not a problem. We doing our job as the prophets of old did.
Let me read the next verse. It says, the prophets which prophesy peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophets be known that Yahweh had truly sent them.
Yep. Then you go which you should already know because the things are coming to pass. You should know who the Lord sent because the things that we've been saying is coming to pass. All right, it's not if or when. These things are coming to pass. All right. We've been telling you about World War III. We've been telling you about pestilence. We told you America's economy was going to crash. And look at it. Now you got to ask permission to go back to work. Then you got to take this. You got to do that. You got to bend over backwards just to get a paycheck. You got to subjugate yourself just even further just to continue to be a slave. Hey, like that video that when the elders send out, he took the jab because he wanted to provide, but now he can't provide because he on the couch laid up. Curl up your balls.
Hey, that's what you to the warning. You had something real quick? Oh, that second.
Now we go back to Revelation.
Yep. This is our.
Okay, go ahead.
Going back to Revelation chapter 18 and verse. We go back to 7 and 8. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, So much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
Right, that's what that's the American spirit. That's the American spirit. Oh, proud to be American. Nobody can take us down. We got the greatest military. But here it is, half your military is about to quit. Top generals is quitting. Top pilots is quitting. The ones that fly fighter jets is quitting.
Out the horse's mouth.
Out of the horse's mouth, we got top intelligence officers are about to quit because they don't want to do it. So I don't know what you're talking about. America's finished, man. Your military is weak. First of all, you fucked up when you let women in it.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have to let more women in it to fill them boots because of the draft.
Hey, you speaking on the military, man, quitting, hey, a lot of them are starting to fear about these things that's coming to pass. They say, hey, they was afraid that there's fight. And there's gonna be somebody out there getting annihilated by the Most High, man. All right, somebody gotta fill them boots, man. All right. Continuing on, verse Revelation 18 and 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, warning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For Yahweh power, for it is Yahweh power who judges them.
Yeah, so you're gonna have death, famine, people dying all kinds of ways, starving to death, and then the missiles to top the cake off. But the icing on the cake is gonna be the missiles. All right, you can play the music as loud as you want, the missiles are still gonna come. At the end of the day, that ain't gonna stop nothing.
Hey man, if you want to drown this out with your music, because you don't
They
want
must
to
be
hear
from
it.
Morocco. They speak Spanish.
You know, ultimately, you ain't gonna be able to drown out the physical prophecies as they come to pass, the missiles. You know, when the troops is rolling down on your ass, like you can't just turn the music up, man. Oh, I don't want to hear these things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me just turn the music up. The missiles is coming. Oh, let me just turn the music up. I'm starving. Let me just turn the music up.
Do that when the troops are coming, like you said.
Right.
You do that now for the prophets, but do that when the troops are coming. You're gonna be hiding like a bitch in that day.
Where your location put them is.
And that's what they're doing now. They're giving up their location. Because you're marking yourself for doing that.
Hey, exactly. That's Ezekiel 37.
It's a lot. They're not even open, bro. They're not even open yet. They got music playing and shit. They don't do that shit every week. Hey, but may the Most High, Yahweh Shim Yahushai Shalak Masuplat Yamala Thumb. So the Most High gonna judge them. They probably might not be open next week.
Hey, we're going into Ezekiel 37, all right, where it says, his word, it says, give them warning from me, all right, but then like the next verse, going into the next couple verses, say, look, you warn them, all right, the blood is off your hand, but look, if they don't want to take heed, they're going to die in their own wickedness. Ezekiel 3, Salah. We're in that mind state, all right, we're in that mind state already about prophesying, but this is them right now. Hey, the blood is off our hand, man. You're going to still eat a missile, man. You're going to still die in your iniquities, man. It's not really changing nothing for us, man. All right, you know, the brother was talking about how I get that medical exemption card. You're supposed to be listening, man. All right, what's that, Ezekiel 9 and 4?
Yeah, you should have been knowing this was coming. You should have knew this was coming. That, like bro said, that's the exemption, but you should have knew this was coming. You should have knew you was going to lose your job eventually. But now you want to get an exemption to keep your job? Are you out of your fucking mind? The fuck are you people talking about, man? Fuck your job, man. Fuck this place. Fuck America. All right? America's about to be destroyed by its allies, by Russia, China, North Korea, nuclear Korea. You know, they got a sauce, nuclear Korea. But look, this place is finished. But you want to continue to work for what? The economy is going to collapse either way. You think you're going to get a 401k, a retirement package, Social Security? Are you fucking retarded? You don't see what's going on? The government don't have money. They're about to raise the debt ceiling because they're already in debt. But you think you're going to get some kind of care package? You're out of your mind. Your life is over as you know it. America is finished. Life is not going back to normal. Just because you get a shot and wear a mask don't mean you're going to go back to normal. The Lord is systematically destroying this place. Right before your eyes. And you're too stupid to realize it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai are upon this sinful kingdom.
Right. This was speaking about Israel, but now it's speaking about America. Because what? The majority of Israel is out here, man. A good portion of America is filled with Israelites. You had Biden in 2015 talking about, oh, we're going to be the European Caucasians are going to be the minorities. Well, yeah, because the Israelites are here. So the Lord is looking upon his sinful kingdom, man. The Lord is seeing your wicked deeds. You think you're just going to ride a horse into the sunset and be okay? Nah, man, you're going to get punished by the Lord for your wickedness. Go ahead.
Amos 9 and 8, it reads, behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Right, the Lord's going to destroy this sinful kingdom off the face of the earth. And that's right, we are here to make you uncomfortable. We are here to shake you up, make you feel bad about your life. Because your whole life has been nothing but wickedness. We're here to let you know that the Lord is looking at this place with disgust. The Lord is looking at this place with a hatred. Not only because what's being done now, but what's been done. America has a history of nothing but wickedness. And you think that America's just going to get off scot-free? Here it is that America goes around policing the earth. Oh, you killed this many people in your country. We got to do something about it. Well, how many Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were killed here in America? When was something done about that? When did somebody come stand up for our people? Well, the Lord's going to stand up for us, man. The Yahushai, the Lord's son, the Archangel Michael is coming to stand up for his people, pursuing to Daniel 12 and 1. Okay.
Oh, that was it.
No, you keep reading.
Oh, read. Okay.
Yeah.
Go back to it.
Because this place is through, man. And what's making it really through, because Esau, yeah, he's corporate. But who's promoting this shit, man? Who's the ones you see on TV? Hey, take this, Eddie Griffin, or whatever the fuck them niggas. All these celebrities talking about take this and take that. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Going back in Amos 9 and
Go to 10.
verse 10, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Right, so all the sinners of the Most High's people are going to be destroyed, man. With no remedy, no mercy. Because what? They didn't care about what the Lord had to say. They just walked by, oh, whatever, nigga. Crazy. That ain't going to happen. Maybe in my great-grandkids or grandkids, and not in this generation. All right, well, when judgment comes, what you going to say then? And judgment's already here. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people are hurt right now. See, just because you out here buying $12 drinks at the bar don't mean America's great. It doesn't mean America's coming back to be the chief country in the world. Right now, America's the laughing stock of the planet. Look at your president. Look at yourself. You're a walking abomination, and the Most High is going to judge you for your wickedness. So you can laugh and take all the photos you want, but when the Most High starts judging you, all right, and you start starving on these streets, then we're going to see who's laughing. And guess who it's going to be? It's going to be the Most High laughing at your ass.
Going back in Amos 9, verse 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David.
Okay, keep going. Because read that last part, verse 10.
All right. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Yeah, so that's what Jake thinks. Whatever. That ain't gonna happen to me. That ain't gonna overtake me.
I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, I'll be good, man. I got. You see this Rolex?
The Lord know my heart.
Hey, you see my car, man? Yeah, shit, I'm good, man. I got 50K in under the mattress. I got some money in Bitcoin. I got Yeah, well, all right. Well, when all hell breaks loose, let's see where all that's gonna help you with.
Hey, real quick, the scriptures say, if you can read it again, but our people like to say, God hate the sin, not the sinner. All right, but it clearly just said, hey, the Most High is going to destroy the sinners of his people, man. You know, but they walk around probably like the brother said, you know what I mean? But ultimately, oh, God hate the sin, not the sinner. God love everybody. Okay.
Going back in Amos 9 and 11, verse 11, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
Yeah, so the house of David is being risen up. That's why you see men on the corners prophesying this truth. All right, the house of David is back, man. The third temple is a spiritual temple. Go ahead.
It reads on, it says, and close up the breaches thereof.
The Judah and Ephraim, closing up the breaches between the tribes, because it's not only just between Judah and Ephraim, but between the southern and northern kingdom itself. You got Ephraim that hates Issachar that hates Zebulon. You know, the Lord's closing those breaches up, but only in the house of David, or the tabernacle of David. Because you got them niggas still hate each other, but then you see camps full of all the tribes. Like, damn, you ain't never seen that before, bro. That's how you know this is the truth. Go ahead.
It reads on. It says, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Yeah, as in the days of old, when King David was on the scene, man. When all the 12 tribes were together. Now you got all the 12 tribes back together, but only the remnant this time. Only the elect, only the house of David. All right, because you had the men that specifically followed after David, man. All right, that was with David, his mighty men, his warriors. Those are the men that you see out here today, man. That was it. Go ahead, Al.
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 31. Jeremiah 50 and 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee.
Yeah, and America's the proudest country on the planet, man. And now is the time for visitation. The Lord has been visiting America, man. He's been visiting America. Look at all these things that have been going on these last couple of years. The Lord has begun to visit the earth which he had made. And specifically America. Alright, because America is going to be the place of great judgment, man. Coast to coast burned up. Even though the Lord's been bringing judgment throughout the whole earth, now is the time to bring it to America. Save the best for last. Right?
Verse 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise them up.
Yeah, nobody's gonna come help you, man. Nobody's coming to the rescue.
Humanitarian aid.
Yeah, nobody's gonna. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's bringing humanitarian aid to America, man. Matter of fact, they're gonna send troops. Fuck the humanitarian aid. They're gonna send troops. They're gonna kick you while you're down.
Hey, and real quick, you know, it said almost proud. You know, first and foremost, Esau Edom, he's running this country. He's the reason why he's pushing that spirit of pride out here. But two-thirds, the scripture says that they have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. So they're even more proud. So 2/3, just because this is talking about Babylon the Great, that don't mean that it's just talking about these Edomites, man. That's talking about 2/3 as well, man.
Hey, they say, like the demonic heathen. You know, if you ain't getting it.
So he said third admonition.
The 2/3 is what keep America going.
Yeah, exactly.
These are niggas buying and selling shit. Niggas keep the economy going. There's these simple ass niggas out here, man.
Yeah, because all the other nations see Jake doing the wickedness, and they see Jake doing it so well that they're like, damn, that looks cool. And then all these other people want to follow suit, you know, because like the scriptures say, Jacob is the former of all things, you know. Israelites start the trends, man, and Esau Edom knows that, so he uses Jake as pawns, man.
Because we're the greatest people on the earth, so you gotta use the best you gotta use the best person to promote whatever it is to be promoted. You're not gonna use the fucking the nigga that's 10th on the bench on the basketball team to promote the team. Now you're gonna use the LeBron James to promote the team, man. That nigga, the towel boy, you're gonna put him on TV. Who the fuck is this nigga? Now you're gonna use the best, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, what fucking team this nigga play for? Is it? Go ahead, though. What's his stats, Doc?
It says, and I will kindle a fire in the cities, and it shall devour all round about him.
Yeah, and that's what the Lord's doing, man. He's kindling these fires, man. He's chaos. Literal fires too. But the Lord is stirring up the Babylonians, man, the Egyptians, to fight against each other. Here it is that they're supposed to be trying to fight the terrorism, the war on terrorism still going on, but the main terrorism is your government. Right. And it's stirring the people up, fighting each other, beating each other up at restaurants because this person thinks that and the other person thinks this. Yeah. And really, we want to stir these things up to ultimately destroy this place because it's going to be destroyed from inside out, man. And then ultimately the missiles.
And really, when we've gone into it plenty of times, that word terrorism, or to be classified as a terrorist, you have to be a government to be classified as a terrorist, because you pushing out that fear. That's why all these people are bugging out because of the terrorists, because they feel the Esau is pushing out the fear of not being vaccinated. You know, that these people are bugging out and attacking each other through the fear because they've been terrorized.
I'll get the etymology on it. I was going to it. Terrorism. Just ism. Of course, going to pop up. Terrorism. There we go. There we go. This terrorism. 1795 in a specific sense of government intimidation during the reign of terror in France. And then it says great fear, dread, alarm, panic, object of fear, cause of alarm, terrible news. And then it says general sense of systematic use of terror as a policy. So what is the government doing? They're using their policies to scare the people. So that's technically terrorism. According to this, it says general sense of systematic use of terror, which they scare. You're gonna die. You gotta take this. You're gonna die. So systematic use of terror, that's terror. You're gonna die if you don't do this as a policy. So now they're using the policies, their mandates, all right, wicked decrees, to what? To scare the people into submitting unto them, to worshiping them.
Right. Hey, and real quick, if I may say this, because you might have some bozos out there thinking right now in your mind, thinking like, well, they're basically calling themselves terrorists. Well, yeah, you're right, because the Lord said compel them. Yeah, the Lord said compel them. Yeah, and you go into that word compel, it means to threaten. And so yeah, you're right. If you classify us under the sense of the etymology, then yes, the men of the Lord will be.
One of the main words read in there had to be a government. This is what it's predicated off of. Yep. The government do these things.
Well, we the government of the Lord's established. Lord's will be those men. It says exactly. Yeah, the brother brought up the point that, the Lord is the king of terrors.
Yeah, exactly. Through the fear of the Lord, we persuade men. Yeah. So we're supposed to put the fear in you. But we're not forcing you to do anything. That's the difference. We're just telling you of the fear of the Lord. You either accept it or don't.
And another thing real quick before we go on is that we're not lying. We're not using deceit. Yeah. When we tell you these things, okay, you do this, the Lord. If you don't do this, the Lord's going to kill you. If you keep doing that, the Lord's going to kill you. All right. What Esau Edom is doing in his society, he's saying, oh, you gotta get the thing, otherwise you're gonna kill everybody else. You're gonna die. You're gonna do this. But it's all lies.
It's propaganda. Right. We don't use propaganda. We use the scriptures. I thought America was a God-fearing nation. What happened to that? In God we trust. What happened to in God we trust? Now people running to the clinic to get jabbed up. I thought y'all trust in God. I thought this was a God-fearing nation. It's a nation of hypocrites is what it is.
Nation of hypocrites.
You go ahead.
I'll read on a little bit here. And back in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, and the 33rd verse, and you had said something earlier too, so this kind of goes with it. So the next verse 33, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, and he shall thoroughly plead their cause, and he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. All right, and in going into the inhabitants of Babylon with some scriptures called the Chaldees, okay, your elites.
The wise men. The Chaldeans were the wise guys. The wise guys. They were the wise men, of Babylon, so to say. And that, like I said, that's the elites, man. They're the ones calling the shots. Right?
A sword is upon the Chaldeans. Saith the Lord.
As a matter of fact, somebody get the blue letter for Chaldeans there. It'll tell you.
Jeremiah 50 and 35 right now.
Read it from the top again.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 35. A sword is upon the Chaldeans.
Upon the Chaldeans, man. The Lord's coming for you, elites, man. He got a bone to pick with you devils, man. Amalek. Remember, the Lord separated. No, he didn't separate them, but he specifically calls them out outside of Edom. In Psalms 83, it said the house of Edom, and then it says the house Amalek. And then even in, I think it's in Exodus, it calls out Amalek again.
Chaldeans, yeah, you got it. Yep. It says, Chaldees is the word. It says Chaldea or Chaldeans.
Yeah, it's not Casti, brother. That's Yiddish. Read it like it's supposed to be, man. Nah, I'm like, it's Dash Yama.
It says Chaldea or Chaldeans, lawbreakers, a territory in lower Mesopotamia bordering the Persian Gulf.
Which that was the territory where they lived. Go ahead. Yeah, that's the point.
It says those persons considered the wisest in the land by extension.
There you go. So the wisest people of the land. So that's the point. Go ahead.
Reading on.
Let's see, Cassie.
Back here in verse 35, it says, "A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon,
The inhabitants of Babylon,
and upon their princes, and upon their wise men."
and upon their wise men, upon their princes and their wise men. So, hey, did the scripture say that we're going to bind up their kings and their nobles?
It's in there.
It's in there. It's in the book of Psalms.
Yeah, your grandma's favorite book. It says, "A sword is upon the liars." Oh shit.
Ooh, swords upon the liars. This nation is filled with liars, especially the people that run it. Would you agree that the government's lying to you? Look, no answer.
Scripture said they were born. They were speaking lies from birth, basically.
Psalms 53, I think. They come out the womb speaking lies.
Yeah, come out the womb.
This man's a natural born liar. Hey, but that was what the Lord said he was going to do. He would deceive the nations pursuant to Revelation.
When it was Cain, lied.
And he's the father of lies, man. This nigga is the father. He remember, Cain was the first nigga that lied. Not only did he murder, first murderer, but he was the first liar, bro. Nigga said, I don't know. And wait, my brother's keeper, I don't know where he at.
I got one.
Nigga clubbed his brother over the head and buried him somewhere.
You say the serpent too, because he said, baby,
Oh,
he
yeah,
said,
you going even
thou
further
shalt
back.
not surely die.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. Niggas is dying.
Yeah. And he was, and which matter of fact, get that in Revelation 20 to back the brother up what he just said, because that's the same spirit, the same spirit that's in these Edomites. These are Revelation 20, that old serpent.
Yeah.
This is the nigga that you voting for. That you lined up, get a sticker that say I voted.
That nigga was trying to make the teleprompter looking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was hard to watch, bro. That shit was embarrassing to me.
Yeah, you just get straight to the point. Yeah.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon,
Which is the ancient Roman Empire. Go ahead.
that old serpent,
That old serpent, like I said, that serpent going back to the garden, that deceived Eve. Wait, what? Oh, you shall surely not die. Eat of this fruit, which was this knowledge, which was all through the spirit, because we hadn't learned good and evil. But nonetheless, he lied. He said, "You're not gonna die," which was the opposite, because you're gonna die. Because what? The wages of sin is death. He introduced death unto Eve. To this day, he's still doing it. Go ahead. Still eating of that apple, huh? He got an apple. Nah, it ain't no damn apple. It don't say apple. It says the fruit.
And that's ultimately what happened when well, it wasn't quite the civil rights, but there was a different scenario like that where they started giving us the governmental assistance and things like that.
Yeah, the 60s.
Right, you don't need this, you don't need that. We want to educate your women.
Feminism.
Yeah, we want to do all these different things, but then what did it, again, you look back to those times coming out of slavery and all these different things like that. Hey, our marriage rates was up.
Right.
All right, we was doing the best that we could in the conditions that we were in. How is it now that we're free with all these different things? Our whole communities are destroyed, man.
Yeah, and with it, the most liberty to do women, because that's how you know he's the serpent, bro. That's how you know Esau's the serpent, because he went to the same person again, the woman. Get the woman and you got the nation, bro. Bamboozle the woman and you got him. Cause look, he said, "Oh, you free. You don't have to sit at home all day. Fuck that. You can go work, pay taxes. That was the main point. So they say, which really was more. It was more about. It wasn't really about taxes. About separating the household. Yeah. So hey, you don't have to. Nah, don't listen to that nigga. You're free. You're independent. Go march. Go.
I'll even help you
pop
out.
that pussy.
Right.
Hey, a lot of us has heard our mothers and our aunts and things like that tell our sisters and cousins, you don't need no man. You don't need no man. Hey, you gotta get your own money. You don't need no man.
And that's what the serpent told Eve. You shall surely not die. Because what? A woman without a man, she gonna die. In the ancient world, today modern shit, yeah, she can live in the element, but still she's dependent on a man in certain ways, right? The government or whatnot. And the payments, niggas to pay her. But what? If she was to fend for her life, she gonna die. Right. So what? Hey, nah, you're not gonna die. You good? Hey, come get this download.
Take that shit back to a man. It's a wrap.
Yes,
you know.
That shit sound good.
There's a scripture in the Apocrypha, in the book of First Ezra, where it says that the women are like one of the strongest, you know what I'm saying?
Destroy kings.
Yeah, it was like the king, wine, and one of them was the woman. Right. Yeah, because that'll drive a man crazy. It'll make a man do something completely out of his element to please his goddamn woman.
Right. Bend over backwards.
Many men have gone out their wits to please a woman or something like that.
Something like that.
Brought to a piece of bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we got plenty of scriptures to go on that shit.
Not to get into these women, that's too much of the whole shit, man. But back into this Jeremiah, I'm gonna finish about these liars. Jeremiah 50 and 36. It says a sword is upon the liars.
Oh, it's like.
Oh yeah. Oh my bad, bro.
It's just a little bit left on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Revelations 20 and verse 2. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
Okay, so the ancient Roman Empire, the old serpent went back to the garden. Go ahead.
Which is the devil and Satan.
Which is the devil and Satan, which is the dragon's back today. All right, and I'm telling you, it's the devil and Satan, the deceiver, the slanderer, the adversary. That's who it is, man. The Lord had binded them up. Now they back to they deceiving the earth again, as they did from the beginning. That's the spirit. He did it at the beginning. He doing it at the end, deceiving Israel, the chosen. Because first we were called the children of the Most High. Now we're called Israel, which is what Yasharallah, princes of the power, which is the sons of God. You know.
I was gonna say, like the scripture said in Job 9:24, if not, who and where is he? Who the one put these philosophies into the minds of our people? It wasn't the so-called Chinese man. Oh, you don't need no man. Take on the governmental system. You know, it wasn't these Hamites. It wasn't none of these other nations, man. It was the so-called white man who came in the so-called spirit of peace. All right, speaking like that, we want to help you out, but then ultimately he destroyed you with these things, man.
And you know it's true. You know what we saying is true, man. You know it was him, bro.
And now it's really being seen.
Yeah.
And now it's really being seen that this nigga bamboozled you the whole time. Mm-hmm. He had you in a trick bag. He lied to you. He fed you lies, and now the women, after they get to a certain age, they realizing, oh shit, you know what? I did need a man this whole time. I thought single women was independent and hot girl city summers or whatever the fuck. I thought that was a real thing. No, it's not a real thing. It's a bullshit lie, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, Beyonce made that song about the single woman. She got a fucking $1 billion husband.
Right. Which cheated on her. Cheated on her. So she sat her ass right down there and said damn word.
Hey, now the price of dog food, you know, that company Chewy is hey, them motherfuckers making big money off of single ladies out here, man. They don't need no man.
And think about it, because what does Chewy know? What does Chewy do? Chewy delivers the dog food. So the women are realizing they can't go out to buy the dog food. They got to get it delivered. You know?
It says, the sword is, I'm sorry, it's like the sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. And her being Babylon. Okay?
Swords upon their mighty men. These men don't want to go to war. They've been playing Xbox for fucking 10 years, man. In the reserve. You got a lot of people in the Army Reserve and shit. And then you got the people that went over there to Afghanistan and Iraq, all these Desert Storm, Iraqi freedom, or all that bullshit. They looking at it like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. Here it is, we did all that shit in Afghanistan. They did this, left motherfuckers over there. And now I gotta take this just to get my benefits. Right. These niggas are through, man.
Hey, you just made a point talking about some. You know, You got to start having some of these men have to be drafted over there. They don't want to, and they don't want to go over there. You can tell by the way things are now, man. They don't even want to go get a damn job, all right, and something simple out here, man. You can't get, you know, a job at Dunkin' Donuts because you don't want to go and apply for. How much more to go fight for a goddamn country, man? You don't want to be sitting there dropping fries. You think, hey, man, they gonna have to start drafting you niggas, man.
Right. And have to start dragging motherfuckers over there.
Right. You gonna get, when they start coming door to door to check for the cards, they gonna say, hey, you eligible, let's go.
Yeah.
You been, your number has been called.
Yep. All these things in these past TV shows and these cartoons and movies and everything, you're gonna start seeing that shit happen in real life. They're letting you know that they've been planning to get you guys completely dumbed down, drugged up, so that you do whatever the heck they say. All right, that's their control. They want to control you through lies and deceit. But the government of Yasharallah, yeah, it's gonna be fair, but it's gonna be all in righteousness. You can't be gay, otherwise you get put to death. And if you do it, you get put to death in front of the whole congregation, so that the rest of the congregation knows, okay, if I do that, then that's my judgment.
Right. It's not going to be a hypocritical government. It's going to be held to the standard of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. No ifs, ands, buts about it, no leniency, no respect of persons, none of that. But we don't have to worry about that because we're going to be perfect in the kingdom. Y'all got to worry about it. You heathens got to worry about that. Hey, but hey, we had to worry about it our whole lives. And had to look into it. You driving down the road and cop behind you, even if everything good. Even if you're not even dark skinned. You're like, oh shit, this nigga pulled me over. I don't know what's going to happen. I seen the videos on YouTube. Remember the one cop had pulled me over. Was he pulled me over? I can't remember what had happened. He was like, well, oh yeah, when I went up to Atlanta one time, the cops had pulled me over, got me out, told me to get out the car. He was like, why you acting a little nervous? I said, shit, I've seen what y'all do to people on YouTube. I seen the video. Like, and then he said, you got more than $10,000 in your car? I said, no. Asked me that like 8 times. I'm like, bro, you gonna search the car? If not, can I go?
I ain't doing this today.
But that's my point though. Yeah. It's like it don't matter. It's like Jake and like Deuteronomy 28 say our life hanging in doubt, man. You don't know what's gonna happen with these damn officers, man. According to their law, you can get killed at any moment. You can get locked up for any little thing. Well, guess what? We gonna be executing that law perfectly on your ass, man. You gonna have to keep it. If not, the law, if it say you gotta die, then you gonna die. Ain't no, okay, well, plea bargain and this, or plea guilty and we'll give you a lighter sentence. Nah, man. But the scriptures say that's what it's gonna be. Okay?
Verse 37, a sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. Mingled people that are, even talking about 2/3 of our people, because what? You mingle with their philosophies. You American. You a full-blooded American. You got the American flag and all that. Okay? You believe in the philosophies that this Western society pumps out to you people on the TV. You believe it.
And they said that the sword is upon them.
The sword.
The Russians ain't gonna give a damn what you. Oh, I'm not American. I'm African American. Man, the Russians gonna bust you over the head. That bullshit.
Oh, they're gonna bust you over the head.
Yep.
It says, and they shall become as women.
As women. Everybody gonna become as women. So imagine the women. These mighty men are gonna become as women. All right, the tough guys, the mighty men, the military, nigga can reload, nigga can fucking take apart the gun in 15 seconds and put it back together.
When you see that truck come around the corner with that minigun on top of it, you're gonna piss yourself. You're gonna see the slaying all over the streets. You're gonna piss yourself. You're gonna be as women. This isn't a game. What we're trying to tell you right now is prophecy.
Hey! Put the sign down, brother. Put the sign down.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Judah.
Okay, well, you can stand over there. We're doing something. We're teaching right now, man. If you Judah, you would show some respect. Yeah. All right, man. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right, man.
All right,
keep it moving, man.
You win.
Keep moving.
You win.
You go back. I'll tell you what you do. You go back.
All right, keep it. Read it again.
Back in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 37. It says, a sword is upon the horses.
The sword is upon the horses.
Upon their chariots. and upon the mingled people.
Upon the mingled people. See, our people are just finna get slayed out here, man. Think they know something, but they don't know a goddamn thing. Here it is, the prophets are out here telling you what to do, what you need to do, and Jake always got something to say. That's why the Lord's gonna bring heavy judgment on our people. Y'all see, we don't make this up.
We just read it.
Go ahead.
It says, upon the mingled people.
See, because when you come up here, you're not talking to us. You're talking to the Most High. You disrespecting the Most High.
That's true.
Get this Ecclesiastes real quick. Finish that verse off.
5. It says, in the midst, it says, mingled people that are in the midst of her, talking about Babylon, and they shall be as women.
As women.
These guys gonna be as women.
Yeah. He gonna be folded up, man, like a lawn chair.
It says, a sword is upon their treasures, and they shall be robbed. You read that out, brother.
Right, they're gonna be robbed, man. These people are gonna be spoiled. All right. Every day, this place is through, man. Go ahead and read that.
This the book.
Just to back it up. We're told to sip.
This the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
All right, he gave a sacrifice of fools, so now he's gonna be like the women in that day, man. I'm Judah. Alright, you a fucking piece of turd, man. Like you gonna be like the mire in the street. Because it said they're gonna be as women. Well, it said the women gonna be mire in the street in that day. Finish that off.
It reads on. It says, "For they consider not that they do evil."
Yeah, they don't consider that they do evil because you don't know what you talking about, man. First and foremost, and then you don't know who you talking to. You're not talking to us. We just out here delivering the message. And now we're gonna take your message back to the Most High. The angel's gonna send it up. Hey, mark him for death and destruction. That was his whole purpose, because I seen him coming from the Hungry Creep over there. He literally crossed the street and jaywalk just to come over here and say, I'm Judah. Pick up signs like he part of the crew and
After
shit.
we just finished reading the mingled part, man.
Yeah, but that's also going into those that has on their outward garments, man. Because he's showing forth that he's Judah by what, a tattoo or something like that. When, hey man, we didn't have to tell you we the Israelites out here, but you can go through the scriptures and see, hey, we fit that description, man.
Right.
All right, so it's something on the inward more than the outward, man. I mean,
Give a damn what you are. You don't if you don't come the correct way, you can be whatever the hell you want to be. Shit. This is America. You can be a fucking potato if you want.
Right.
Identify as a potato. That don't make a difference.
Government got their back.
You're not an Israelite until you come into the Most High.
That's right.
Not all Israel is of Israel. Go back to that.
Back in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, chapter 50, verse 38. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images.
Yeah, this is the land of graven images. Every turn you take, there's graven images, idols, idolatry. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, there's somebody new worshiping some new shit, some new era shit. And, man, there's so many idols that we can't even count them. Going all the way back to the ancient Babylonians to today, man. There's millions of idols, man. Graven images. Money is the main one now.
It says graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
Yeah, they're mad. They're gone insane on these things, man. Gone crazy. They'll do whatever it takes to please their idols. And some of these people idolize themselves. Some of them idolize money. Some of them idolize women. Some of them idolize coconuts. With straw coming up out of it. You had to cut the eyes and it. Bro, they don't fuck. Some of them idolize clubbing. You know? But
Verse 38:9. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert and the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell therein.
yeah, so this place is gonna be desolate. All right. Well, desert creatures are gonna dwell here. The Lord ain't gonna allow nobody to live here again because of the wickedness. Make this place a memorial.
That's right.
Don't do this because this is what happens. You see what America was doing? This is what you don't do. That's why America's gonna destroy this place, man. And you already see it's crumbling. The nation's divided. The president's a complete idiot. Can't even read a teleprompter. Yeah, read that real quick.
This is Matthew chapter 12 and start at verse 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Yeah, so not only do you have Democrats and Republicans, now you got the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. You got the all kind of division, man. All kind of division, and it's all leading to the sedition, which has already started, but it's going to get worse. You're going to have people going to these government officials' houses, burning their houses down, hanging them, making public examples of them.
And they did that at the Capitol riot. They was releasing addresses and things like that, man. All right, you know, they making these threats. So, hey, man, it's not even that we're prophesying no more. We're just explaining what's actually going on now at this point. All right, we told you before that these things coming to pass, and now you're actually living in them, man. All right.
And one thing for sure that Americans are about is when they say they want to ride. All right, they put on them white hoods and they ride. Yeah. All right. And that's what they about to do, man. When they say they about to ride in another country, what do? They ride on them niggas. Yep. What they about to do now? These hardcore patriots, they about to ride, man. Yeah, they coming. They want Trump back in the office, man. Trump ain't laying down. I said, through the spirit, I said this when Biden won. I said, this nigga will be back. They died down for a little bit, but now look what's going on. They want him back in the White House. They want this nigga out of there. So either way, whatever happens, is going to be division, whatever. Maybe Trump would be the president of the states that secede. Who knows? But one thing for sure is this chaos is coming. Division is here.
This is going back to Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Right, so this place is divided. It ain't gonna stand. It can't stand. You got to have four legs to the table. You knock off two, it's over. You knock off. All right, say you got 4 legs, right? You knock off these 2 to the table, gonna take that way. You knock off these 2 to the table, gonna take this way. You knock off one here and one here. As soon as you put something on the table, it's gonna go some way. It's gonna fall regardless, man. And that's happening here in America. Go ahead.
Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then can his kingdom stand?
Right. So Satan, you got Edomites divided against himself. You got Democrats divided amongst themselves. Republicans divided amongst themselves. America's divided. And the Lord said, how can a nation's kingdom stand divided? All right.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to see real soon, man. You're going to see Americans out here killing each other, man. We're Americans, man. You're my brother. Yeah, bullshit. Let's see when you're hungry. Let's see how brotherly you are then, or neighborly you are. When your neighbor's getting food because he got the mark, and you not getting food because you didn't get the mark. Let's see how neighborly you gonna be then. You're not just gonna go next door to ask for sugar, that's for sure. Go ahead.
It says Isaiah 19 and verse 2. It says, I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom, man. So not only is America internally fighting, guess what? America's gonna have to fight a war on every front, man. They're gonna have to fight a war here, a war over there, a war everywhere in the heavens. America's finished, man. And they don't have enough bodies.
In over their heads, man.
That's why they just gonna have to keep drafting niggas, keep throwing bodies at it.
Meat grind.
Yeah, the meat grind.
Hey, but like the brother said, man, you Edomites have problems over here where you got one side fighting against the other side, but how much more international Edomites, man? Look at Germany and France, man. Hey, that's the beast riding upon the whore, but according to prophecy, man, hey, the beast is gonna wind up hating the whore and burning her with fire, man. So that's even on a higher international level, man. So when it comes to domestic Edomites, white on white crime, or international white on white crime, man, it's just a sign that Esau is through, man. All right.
Go ahead, finish that. You finished?
This quite a lot.
Okay,
Okay,
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15, since the brother was going into the division. It reads, 2nd Ezra 15, Start at verse 15. Let's start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Yeah, the sword and destruction draweth nigh, man. Death and destruction draweth nigh to you Americans, man. Y'all thought y'all had it good, y'all lived in the best country? Nah. You're gonna realize that you're in the worst place possible in the last days. You're gonna realize that very soon.
Reads on, it says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men.
Right, sedition is an uprising against the government, man. A revolt. That's why you got all these protests worldwide, right? People coming to blows with the police. I seen a video the other day in Melbourne, Australia. Man, these niggas was steamrolling over the police, man. All they had was pepper spray, no, not even shields. All they had was pepper spray, couple of batons. Man, they got trampled because it was a mob. It was a mob. So that's what, bro. The police are already thinking about quitting because they don't want to take the thing. So what happens when there's 3 of them against 300 people? They got batons and maybe, let's say they got a gun. Let's say they start shooting. They're gonna run out of bullets and have to reload sometime. You know. Go ahead.
It reads on, verse 16.
And then those same people are like, man, shit. I'm with them. I'm with what they're protesting about. Shit, I don't fucking want to do this shit. So that's why the troops are gonna have to come. The UN troops, the blue helmets. Go ahead.
Reads on, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And
So nobody gonna care about what the government, mayor Blasey blah got to say, or Governor blah blah got to say, what the president got to say. Look, when the food is no more, because people haven't noticed yet. The shelves are getting emptier and emptier every day. Emptier and emptier every day. Food prices going up. Why? Supply and demand. The less the meat there is, the more the cost it is. Why? Because there's less of it, so you got to pay more for it. You're not putting 2 and 2 together. Your chicken, 8 chicken wings is $40. You don't know why? Shit.
And also with the job mandates, a lot of people are either leaving work, not going to work,
Or don't want to work.
or don't want to work. So you got less people to load these trucks, less people to drive these trucks.
And the ports are backed up.
Yep.
They're stopped.
Yep.
In California,
Yep.
man, that bay out there. The main ports are full of ships just sitting there for weeks. Full of shit, full of cargo that's not reaching your grocery stores, man. And now the truckers are talking about going on strike. So even if you did get the shit to the port, how's it gonna get to you?
Reads on, back in verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, they're gonna take matters into their own hands. Like, all right, man, fuck what the government's saying. I'm gonna do this. I gotta eat. Fuck that, I ain't taking this. I'm gonna eat somehow. So, hey, lawless society, man. A lawless society is coming to America. That's what the Bible's saying. The Bible said America is gonna be falling in shambles before it's destroyed with nuclear missiles. Lawless society. No more 911. What happens when 911 is just a dial tone? Yeah, a lot of proud people are going to shut the hell up. A lot of women are going to shut the hell up. All right, Jacob's trouble is here, man.
Right around the corner. Verse 17.
Well, it's here. It's just a progressive buildup. It's just going to get worse and worse. You ain't never seen a time like this before. And it's going to get worse and worse. To the point where you're going to look around like, God dang. Ain't nothing ever been like this before. Ain't nobody gonna come to the rescue. You're just gonna have to fend for yourself. That's why they're gonna have to set up certain cities, green zones, for the people that want to play ball, that worship the beast in the image and receive his mark. Keep them quarantined, so to say. Keep them in the safe zone. Build like The Walking Dead. They had to build cities with walls and shit, fend off the zombies. But these people out here, the people that don't want to play ball, those are likened unto the zombies. Even though the people that are playing ball are the real zombies.
Right.
But they're going to be one to defend the people off, man. This is a safe zone. You can't come in here with your shit.
They're doing that now with the restaurants, man. You're starting to see these videos. People are flipping out because they're not being served because they didn't participate.
What a police escort them out.
They said, hey, look, I got a medical exemption, and they over there fighting for their rights. But the people on the inside like, is this America? And people's like, hell yeah, this is America. Get your ass out. So they've already sown that seed of division and things like that, man. All right. So nevertheless, you know, these things are just gonna keep flourishing even more and more.
Reads on verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yeah, hey, we already seen how that's happening. And it's going to get worse and worse until they unveil that chip. But they're already doing it. They're in small stages. Again, it's progressive. You know? They're just not going to hit you with it like that. The Lord ain't just going to hit you with Jacob's trouble like that. It's a build-up. It's progressively get worse and worse, just like birth pains. Like when the woman is about to give birth. Baby don't just come shooting out. It's just shooting. Ah! Nah, man. Sometimes it's hours, days, you know. So the Lord's doing that, man. Using Esau to do so.
Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed.
Yeah, their houses, the city's gonna be troubled. Because what? Soon, when people realize they can't go to the grocery store, what they gonna do? They'll wait outside the grocery store. Fuck niggas up when they coming out. And then when that fails, they'll just run up in the grocery store. Who's gonna stop them? The security guard with 4 quarters and a whistle? Nah, man, they gonna kick that nigga's ass and take what they want.
Well, he gonna be grabbing for his own family.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He gonna leave his little plastic bags on the counter and take what he needs.
And they also talk about spoiling houses, man. You got a lot of these women and a lot of these folks that's so in love with themselves. All they do is post selfies up. Look at how I'm living. Look at about this and look about that, man. And they know where your locations are and everything else like that, man. And all of a sudden, you know, these people are gonna wind up kicking in your doors for your so-called riches, man. You know, these same devices, like scripture say, hey man, by the out of your own mouth, you're gonna be judged by these things. But you over here showing the world how great it is, or how you living. How you got everything set up, man. Hey, you just making yourself a target for people to come run up into your house, man.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Keep putting on Facebook and Instagram that you got this and that, so then people gonna know who to go to.
Right.
This nigga got stock fridge.
Right.
Yeah, he got a bunker. He got canned goods. Yeah.
And a lot of these folks are somewhat jealous. You know, you see a lot of these women. You know, you can imagine they over here in these high-rise buildings. Look at my life, and I'm doing this and that. You got some other folks that's looking like, damn, this bitch ain't got to do nothing but lay on her back all goddamn day and living like that. Well, I got to work and pay this and pay that. Man, about to go get whatever she got, man.
Yeah,
who gonna defend her, man?
Yeah, she's just gonna get raped because she probably only got a couple things in the fridge anyway. Them bitches don't store up food. Yeah, them bitches, they just gonna get raped and ran through.
She has a debit card.
Yeah, she eat out every day. Somebody paid for her meals every day.
All you're gonna find in there is those Ritz Thin Crisp and the Nutter Butters.
Granola bars and shit.
Yeah, straight consumer. That's what
Some Voss water.
Chanel bag and all that shit.
But
This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
yeah, nobody's gonna pity you, man. Please, please don't kill me. What?
Kind of lived next door to you for so long.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you that loud.
Remember when you did me dirty and turned me down, bitch? No pity.
Always playing that music loud and doing this and doing that. Yeah.
And, men, and even strangers, they ain't gonna have pity on strangers you run up on. But man, I gotta eat. Right. I got kids to feed.
Some people just gonna want to go kill people.
Yeah.
Because there's no one gonna stop them.
Well, a lot of these Americans got the urge to kill anyway. They just can't because the 911 is still available.
Yeah.
911 is still on speed dial. You know.
They waiting on the purge music.
Yeah,
Just want to
yeah,
trigger
exactly.
off. They say don't call 911. And this just recently happened, matter of fact, in Louisiana, man, with the hurricanes.
Yeah.
As there's prepared to shut down for the hurricane to come, they say do not call 911. We will not come.
We cannot help you. Yeah.
And then it was out there talking about, because my parents was actually out there right in that point in time. It was like, yo, seeing the people out there, they're like, they're not necessarily stealing. They just trying to survive to get food. You know, it's not like they're walking down the street with the TVs. They just getting some food for this time. They ain't got no electricity at this point in time. But hey, man, It's gonna be just like the same thing. They say, hey, don't call 911. We're not gonna put ourselves in danger to come get your ass. So hey, man, it's not far fetched, man.
Go ahead.
Finishing off, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Right, so for the lack of bread and the great tribulation, people are going to be spoiling your goods, man. Take it what you got. That's what they're going to do. I mean, because it's going to be a lack of bread. It's not going to matter if you got the chip or not. If there ain't nothing in the store, what the fuck you going to buy, regardless? But you know people got canned goods for years. That shit is non-perishable, they call it. So they going to find that shit one way or another. That's why they're going to be spoiling each other's goods. Invading one another. Straight up chaos in the streets. Niggas starving to death. People are going to lose it. When they have nothing to lose, they lose it. Alright, so another brother come up and then Shalom.
Yeah, Bash Number Thumb, and just going to continue on through the spirit. We really got that Jeremiah 51. Grab the name and start from the top. Pretty much going into how the Lord, is really flipping the table on this place. How it was going into, I know, brother's going to Revelation 18th chapter about those delicacies. America's known for its luxury. It's a comfortable spirit that's pushed out because of all the things this place has. It's ultimately because of the wickedness. Because you're gonna go into woe to that bloody city. The Lord's ultimately by stages bringing this place to naught. Okay, and it's ultimately going to raise up for the nations. Brother got Jeremiah 51. We'll continue where we left off at. Yes, we'll continue where we left off at, and ultimately going to that judgment, the great horror being so-called America. Go ahead.
So this is back in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 40. Jeremiah 50 and 40. As God, or Yahweh, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. All right, I'll read it again. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 40. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof.
Yep. So how did the Lord destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? By fire and brimstone. So making a comparison, the Lord's going to bring the same kind of destruction, but this time by those thermonuclear missiles. We're going to get that real quick. Finish that precept and then grab Isaiah.
It says, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
Yep.
It's the book of Isaiah 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Yep. So how this place is never going to be inhabited is because it's going to be that third world war. The nations being raised up to fight against so-called America, and the Medes going into Russia. The Russian Edomites over there, they're being raised up to fight against so-called America. Ultimately, this whole alliance that you see is ultimately it's a setup because they're going to ultimately deceive this place as that Confederacy, the element of that Confederacy has deceived it. So all those are hand in hand with Esau. Here in this setup, they're going to come against this place. And Russia's going to be that head, to come up against this place on the left-hand side, going into this third world war.
Reads on, verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children.
Yep. So those missiles, when those missiles drop and they blow up, the explosion goes off. It don't matter what it touches, it's going to devour it. Cars, it says the elements are melt with fervent heat. Everything's made of elements. Your flesh, everything you see is made of elements. The Lord put it together. Allow man to do what you see here. Got cars, he got buildings, but he can destroy all this place like a sandcastle. And you probably got some. I know you got that. You got Zechariah. Grab that Zechariah, because ultimately this is that plague the Lord's sending. That ultimate plague is going to completely do away with this place. And as we just talk about, knowledge shall be increased, the knowledge of these weapons that the Lord had. He created a smith that blew up the coals in the fire. He made it. He put it on Esau's heart because he's the harbinger of death. He knew Esau would have a good old time making these instruments because he thought it was going to push forth his agenda, having everybody be scared. But now it says pretty much those that are weak saying I'm strong, because now they're being backed up with those same technology Esau is selling to the nations. Now they have it. And they're going to use it against this place. It's like 14, right? It should be. Maybe not.
Yep. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12, it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Yep. So the number one people that gave our number one people on earth that gave us hell is Esau, so the white man. So this judgment is ultimately for him. You know, really going into because 2/3 of our people that are considered the wicked, they join hand in hand. They're gonna get a heathen judgment and ultimately get that same judgment Esau gets. You know, so the message us to you is to separate yourself from this place. You know, spiritually. You know, and then goes into ultimately going to turn to be physically when the Lord meets up his elect. You know, so these things are all for a point in time, and hey, that song's coming together perfectly. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it now. It's just, are you on the Lord's side or not? You know, that's the time we're coming into, because we're coming to that Revelation 3 and 10, our temptation. You know, that World War III is not going to pop off until that's made mandatory. And we see it right in our faces. The devil got the whole template already set up with his venom juice. There's nothing for him to say now. You got to get this device in your hand when you're forward, like you to say, to be able to participate in my world. You know. Go on.
And you mentioned you brought up the weeds earlier. Oh, you still got more?
Oh yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah 13 and 19. It reads, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency."
Yeah, the beauty of the Chaldeans, actually. This is Esau's prized possession, so-called America. You know, you got all these major sin cities, Las Vegas, LA, Miami, New York City, you know, you name it. Got all these great cities, grand cities, and that's why when John Riley got the vision, he was marveled. He's like, God damn, you know, because he seen the greatness on the left-hand side of this place, you know, but he got rebuked because we'll go ahead and get that too, Revelation 17 chapter about this is that judgment, that great whore. You know, this place will be burned with fire. You know, hold that name too.
It says Jeremiah 50 and 41. It says, "Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array like a man to a battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon."
Yeah, because the Lord is a man of war. So, and it says in Daniel 4 chapter 17 verse, he ruled in the kingdom of men. So going into Daniel's 2nd chapter, going into that statue, we're at the time of the toes, okay? The miry clay mixed with iron. We're at the bottom part of the statue, and this is the feet. The NATO DU, ultimate power structure of Esau is going to be thrown down by that rock being Yahushua, and it starts with the prophets being raised up and taking the judgment. You know, so ultimately, the ultimate is waiting for this thing to play out. And it's right in your face. It says after the 2nd chapter, the vision yet for that point in time. And that time we see is right now, man. You know.
"The king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble."
Yep. So this, scriptures are twofold. You know, the scriptures say the Lord changed not. So that report at that time, the prophet Jeremiah, prophet Daniel, all the prophets time of Babylon, they heard, Nebuchadnezzar heard the report, what's coming to his kingdom, and it troubled him, it bothered him. Going to Daniel 5th chapter, going to that writing on the wall, and you had Belshazzar, over there bugging out because, hey, he didn't know what their interpretation of their vision was, or their writing on the wall, being specific, which means ultimately you're finished, you've been measured, and you found wanting, the Lord gave this place a set amount of time to rule, and now we're at the end of it,
It says, "And his hands waxed feeble, anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail."
Yep, so these are your leaders, the hidden ones of this world. They know the report of Yahweh because they watch YouTube more than you people watch YouTube. They watch videos more than you jakes out here, They study, They got people watching over us, FBI, whoever got signed for our camp, they know about us, and they're reporting back to their superiors, and their superiors report back to their superiors, and they're getting a report, and it's not good,
So he might be standing here as we speak.
Exactly, he might be up here somewhere with a camera and suit, he's got all the bugs everywhere, he's sweating his ass off because he's like, God damn, Revelation 12 and 12. Yeah, because we're here, you never know, bro. But that's why, again, if this word be the Most High, hey, you can't come against it. So that's why Esau's coming to realization. That's why he's gonna have to come down with that hammer because he has nothing else left but to rage. Rage quit. Esau's about to rage quit. He's gonna do that by the Lord really swinging that left-hand side one more time, getting the veils of our people. In the same token, Esau committed suicide in his kingdom because Esau going to that division. Esau's suing missiles over here. Of course, other nations as well. You got Iran over there. You got nations over there in Turkey and China, of course. But it's not going to come to their favor because the Lord's getting ready to turn. You know, that's what not taken into account. So we're going to say no flesh should be saved. You know, on this plane, Esau can't avoid World War III. It was bound to happen regardless. So, you know, he can't avoid that. And then going to ultimately the bigger picture of this whole thing is the Lord is coming to take back what's his, which is his earth. You know, we can find a place to stop, but
Yeah, that's not it.
get that name too.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, 2. And then get Revelation 17. Let's start from the top. All right.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 2, starting verse 1. He that dasheth in pieces.
Three.
Okay, sorry. It's the book of Nahum 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
Yep, so that bloody city. Now we got these signs up here. What is the origins of so-called America? How did this great kingdom, what you call great, how did it come to fruition? This is the humble beginnings, you'll call it. Ain't nothing cute about what they did to our people, you know? Go ahead.
I'll read that one more time. Oh, come on. Going back to Nahum 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, establish a city by iniquity. Who did that? All right, the so-called white man. He built this whole nation, what you call the United States of America, with the blood of the Israelites. This is the bloody city. Okay, and the man, he used Negroes. You built up all, Washington D.C. You used you so-called Native Americans. You used Mexicans all the time.
In some ways.
Okay, it wasn't them building it. They may have made the designs or whatever, but he put all you cast to what? If somebody dies on the job, oh well, we'll get his body out of there and get another one to take his place. All right, and were they getting paid? No, they weren't getting paid, man. How do you get paid? By staying alive another day. That's their payment. You get to stay alive another day, to work another day. This town was built. This city was built with blood. Okay, and one more precept in the book of Numbers. Brothers know. Numbers chapter 35 or 33, one or the other. 1 second. Let's see. Lock your brothers. 35, verse 33. Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. And whose blood was shed in this land? The land of the Israelites. So this land is polluted. So it can't be cleansed by the blood of the Israelites because this was their land. Okay? But it says, but by the blood of him that shed it, which is going into you so-called white people, all right? The Edomites. The Edomites really, we'll say that. Okay? Because that's who did it. That's whose fault this is. So now the only way that this place can be cleansed is through the death and destruction of the nation of Edom. If I may, one more thing. To speak on it. In the book of Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood? Whoso sheddeth man's blood? By man shall his blood be shed. For the image of the Heavenly Father may he men. All right, and the scriptures talk about there being, people against people, people against people, nation against nation. All right, and it also talks about when you go into the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, and starting around the 12th verse, it talks about the Lord's going to use His people, Israel, to whip the ass of the Edomites. Okay.
Going to the book. All right, come on. It's the book of Zephaniah 3 at the top. Verse 1, it says, woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city.
Yep, read that again.
This is the book of Zephaniah 3 in verse 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city.
Yep, to the oppressing city. Going into whose city is not oppressing, it's the person who's in rulership. The era that proceeded from the ruler, which is Esau. That's why it's going to say when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. This man oppressing everybody, got everything in captivity. And he's trying to ultimately put captivity your thoughts, everything, because he has this issue, but he wants to be God on planet Earth. But he can't deal uprightly. He can't do no good because ultimately that's the spirit the Lord gave him. he's ultimately the destroyer, you know. But it says, whoa, you know, because again, you think about what happened to our people, and as we speak to this day, this devil's doing what he pleases, as it looks like, and he still has not paid, you know. So we're ultimately, again, it's about prophecy. The Lord, like Bro was going to earlier, he's saving the best for last, and the best for last is this place being destroyed, you know. Go ahead.
Reads on, it says, she obeyed not the voice, she received not correction.
Yep, that's why the Lord said, what does it say, about receiving correction? He says, you put my covenant in your mouth, if you're paraphrasing, you don't receive instruction, something like that. I think it's in the book of Psalms, loosely quoting. I think the brothers can think what I'm talking about, but read again, Brian, come.
Going back in Zephaniah 3,
My covenant in my mouth,
and
something like that.
verse 2, it reads, she obeyed not the voice, she received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord Yahweh, she drew not near to her power.
Yep. 15 and 16, yeah, get ready.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 50. Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Yep, so that's what's the first thing, the first slogan when people say about so-called America. I say, God bless America. It's on the back of your license plate, some kind of, you know, thing that people like to say, God bless America. But going into, we just read, to say help unto the wicked, what is thou to do to declare my statutes? You got this going on the Bible, you know, it's a Bible, God-fearing country, God-fearing nation, you know, under so-called, this man right here, you know, I don't want to mention his name, not worth mentioning. They own this sign right here, you know, but they don't uphold nothing that the scriptures say to do. Why are you getting jabbed up? Why is this being forced onto you to take this venom juice? Obviously, if you go into the book of Leviticus, it talks about not making cuts in your flesh. You're not supposed to be stabbing your skin and putting shit in there. Your body don't got holes to put, you know, it don't work. It's not supposed to go like that, you know? You have holes to secrete, like when you're sweating, you have nothing to inject. There's nothing for you to inject in your skin, you know? So this devil has nothing to do with the ways of Yahweh Shah, what you just read. They don't receive instruction, you know? Go ahead.
Going back to Psalms 50 and 16, it says, but unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should takest my covenant in thy mouth?
Keep reading.
Verse 17, it says, seeing that thou hatest instruction, and castest my word behind thee.
Yep, because there should be millions of people up here trying to hear the words of Yahweh Shai. How many people in this country? 300-something million people. Every week we have the same people out here, you know? They don't receive instruction because, again, the standard's not set on that. Okay, the words of Yahweh Shai. If it was so, people would be being put to death for being a bundle of sticks, you know, and certain other things, you know? But it does not happen because, again, the man in rulership, he's being exposed. He's the wicked, you know?
Psalms 50 and 18, it says,
because look, he has the power to make you can't go into a place without a mask. He has the power to do stuff like this. The whole world now, everybody's wearing masks. So it will be nothing for him to say, keep the ways of Yahweh Shai.
right.
But he don't do it. Because again, he's the devil. The Bible speaks of, you know? Judge a man by his action, not by his words. Man is the devil, you know? Go ahead.
Psalms 50 and 18, it says, when thou sawest a thief, and thou consentest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers,
Partakers. Go ahead.
thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Keep reading. Yep.
It says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Yep, so this is going to Jacob and Esau. Okay? The two main characters in this whole story on the Yahweh Shai. It's about Jacob and Esau. The so-called white man, the so-called black man. You know? That's the whole story is about. Between those two nations, okay? Which they are brothers. Isn't that funny? You know? The two arch nemesis on the planet Earth, they're related. You know? Not spiritual, of course, it's this man being cut off, but at one point in time, hey, we was related. But he broke the brotherly covenant, you know? This man is literally our uncle. Evil Uncle E, you know? And look what he did to the earth. Look what he did to our people, you know? What? So your own brother, man, you did this to you. Your own brother, man. What?
Psalms 50.
And that's why the Lord always goes so heavy into the brotherhood. Because all this started because a man did not love his brother. He hated his brother. It all started from that. So that's why the Lord always pushes, you know, brothers always push the brotherhood, man. How beautiful it is for us to dwell in unity. Because what happens when not unity, the world is in chaos. Okay? And this devil is a prime example of what happens when you don't love your brother. You know what?
Psalms 50 and 21. These things thou hast done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Yep, so this devil equates silence to acceptance. Because the Lord's not saying it to him, he thinks, oh, I'm justified. What was it called? Manifest destiny. God's with me to take over this country, to kill you Native Americans, you know, and for me to take this country as my own. You know, it was God's destiny, which, you know, it's a point, you know. But this man, what says he furthered the affliction, he went above and beyond his protocol. You know, he really took it to heart because he took this opportunity to destroy us, okay? Which Isaiah 47 chapter says he was walking my people, but, you know, again, he showed us no mercy. The devil showed us no mercy to this day. You think this man's trying to do good for you, well, now he's really trying to put a chip in you. That's the ultimate sin. You're not going to Revelation 14 chapter, you can get that thermonuclear missile for. He's putting that pressure on you to, that's why the Lord told us not to love this world, you know. But this devil was not stopping until he stopped. That's what the Lord, she was talking about, he that let it will let to be taken out of the way. The Lord has to take this man out of the way, you know.
It says, let me just start back at the top. Psalms 50 and 21. These things thou hast done, and I kept silent, and thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set thee in order before thy eyes.
Yep. So the Lord, that's what you see, and that's why was in Jeremiah 51 about that report. This man heard this report, and it says, Revelation 11 chapter, it says after 3.5 days, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered onto them, and you know, they stood up on their feet. Great fear, you know, fell upon them. Us too, of course, but the world learning to fear the Lord. You people just you're late to the show. You know, you're late to it. You know, and that's why the truth is going to you learn after death by pain. You know, you have to learn to fear the Lord after death by pain. You know, finish.
Which one was that? Zephaniah. All right, it's the book of Zephaniah 3, back in verse 2.
Oh wait, you say you have some?
Oh yeah, real quick. This is Psalms 37 in verse 12, and it reads, "The wicked plotted against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth." It says, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming." All right, so ultimately the plots of Esau Edom, which if you go into that word, there's it says evil intent, right, which is to have the whole nation of Israel, chip ultimately everybody. He's going to come, his device is going to come tonight, man. You see? Because the Lord is going to laugh in heaven at this man. When he says he's going to be God's son, he will destroy these men enterprise. Going back into Zephaniah 3, it says, "Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city."
Yep, and that's why James talks about your riches are corrupt, you know, and it's ultimately a witness against you. You know, all this glory that man sees, the Lord sees filth. Revelation 18 chapter says the sin is the place that reach up onto heaven. That don't smell good. Sin smells bad. Prayer smells good. You know, it goes into the book of Revelation as well. You know, the sense of the prayers of the elect, you know, prayers of the saints. You know, it's a sweet savor unto the Lord. You know, but ultimately sin, what do you think sin smells like? You know, it smells horrible. Just like a bag of trash don't smell good. Going off iniquity smells bad. You know, so that's a stench in the Lord's nostrils that He's getting ready to throw out the garbage. You know.
Precept real quick before you finish that. The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
Yeah.
Micah, chapter 2, verse 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." This life, this world that we live in. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction. So the brother just read, man. You know, this place is polluted. And so, you know, what's the point of really interacting and being a part of a polluted society when clearly the Heavenly Father is telling you in every way possible that this ain't it. You have to follow my way. Okay? Anything else outside of this is polluted. It'll destroy you with a sword of destruction. The Lord is telling you you're going to be destroyed. Read that one more time, bro.
Going back in Zephaniah 3 in verse 1, "Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city."
Yeah, man. The woe being destruction unto you, which is polluted and filthy. Okay? And it's the oppressive city?
Oppressive.
Nice.
Come on, man. You need the help, bro.
Yep.
And see, I mean, people don't want to think of this as, I mean, you break certain things down to them and be like, yeah, that's true. But isn't everywhere like that? Yeah, you want to find a cop out for every little thing, man. Like, no, the whole thing is wicked, everything. So that's why we looking for what? Salvation, man. Because at the end of the day, this isn't going to cut it. And if you hold on to the ways of this world and to the philosophies of this way, then you're going to be destroyed with it. It has to go. You have to admit that it has to go. If you were really a good person, like you say you think you may be in your heart, and if we tell you America should be destroyed, you should believe it. You should agree with that statement. You should agree with that sentiment. It's like, yeah, you know what? It should be destroyed because it's wicked. But you don't want to say, you don't want to agree to that because you still have ties to this filthy world. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
All Reading on.
Yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, the Lord is only going to have his prophets out here for so long before he says, you know what, that's enough. You know what, you wanted, how much more is there to say? Okay, it's all been said, and we're still saying the same thing that we've been saying in the early 2000s. Like, it ain't changed up. We ain't changing up nothing up here. We saying the same thing that we've been saying years ago, and we're seeing it come to pass right now. The Lord ain't going to keep giving you this mercy. This is mercy. I hope you know that this is actually mercy, that the Lord is actually, because the Lord is speaking through men. Just like you. You're a man. So, you know, let me send a man just like you on the earth. Maybe you'll believe that. No. You don't believe what we say. You don't believe anything in the Bible. You say you believe in God, but when we bring out the Bible, you start talking over us. So what else is there to say? The Lord's just going to close everything up, and he's going to start taking lives off this earth.
It's the book of Zephaniah 3, verse 2. She obeyed not the voice, she received not correction, she trusted not in Yahweh, she drew not near to her power. All right, going back into that Nahum 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not.
Yep, and that's why people lose your mind, because you're finding out the hard way you've been lied to, you know. And that's hard to swallow pill, and you got a full dose of it. Huge ass hard to swallow, and it's only gonna get bigger, you know. And again, people don't know how to deal with that, because you know, to say wisdom and knowledge should be disappeared at that time. People can have no stability, you know. When the rugs rip from under your feet, you know, what are you gonna do, you know? People are gonna be looking stupid like you look now, you know. You're not prepared for nothing that's getting ready to happen, you know. Things continue on as usual, just like the Lord said in the days of Noah. You know, people were eating, drinking, marrying, giving on to marriage, same old, you know, until what? Noah entered into the ark, and destruction came. That's the same thing that's gonna happen here in this time. Should I read 17? Yep. Okay. Well, read on down to like verse 3, and then we'll jump in.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels.
No, he got it.
Oh, he got it? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
What that name is?
All right,
Give Revelation 17 start.
All right, this is Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Yep. So if you don't know by now, that's so-called America. That whore is. Well, read again.
It says, And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great horde that sitteth upon many waters.
Yep, so that great judgment. That's what we're telling you. The great judgment is thermonuclear missiles. You know, this place is gonna be the lake of fire. This whole system you see here is not gonna be nothing more. We read earlier, it's never gonna be inhabited. It's gonna be smoking for a long time. You know, because the destruction that's gonna come is literally gonna be hit by millions upon millions of missiles. You know, well, we went into about 200 million missiles. You know, these warheads. You know, coming over here from far and completely doing away with the place. Straight overkill. Whole earth shaking to and fro. I remember my job. They was fixing the yard. You know, had the little rolly things, that steamroller, something like that. They flatten out the roads. You know. Oh, yeah. So when I'm sitting in the chair, the whole fucking floor is shaking, and it's just rolling. You know, steam rolling over rocks and stuff. So imagine a missile coming from outer space. Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, I believe it was last week or the week before last, they just had a space shuttle come back into the atmosphere. All right, my mom, she flipped out. She's like, I don't know what the hell that was, blah, blah, blah. The whole house was shaking, the ground was shaking. I'm like, yeah, I've experienced it, man. All right, once they break the so-called sound barrier, man, the whole house, from the foundation of the house to the windows, everything just starts shaking, man. And that's the same thing when these thermonuclear missiles come. They got a re-entry back inside the atmosphere, man. All right, that's just one space shuttle coming back in, man. But how much more when you got 200 million missiles coming back in, man? The whole earth, like the scripture says, going real to and fro, man. All right, windows are going to be bursting. They got videos of meteorites in Russia flying through, and as they come through to break the sound barrier, all you hear is glass and shit shattering, man. Now, the meteorite didn't actually hit the building. It was just the pure shockwave of the sound, man. Just the windows just start shattering out, man.
Yep, because, you know, going to the Lord's sayings and open up the windows of heaven, you feel those vibrations because, hey, up there in the heaven, the firmament, it's waters. You know, the Lord said, you know, the waters from the waters divided it, you know, going to that firmament. It's a vibration because just like in water, you drop a rock in the water, you feel the waves, you know. So it's the same thing here and up there in the atmosphere, you know, with these missiles going into shock waves. What was that?
Revelation 17. Going back to Revelation chapter 17 and 2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been.
Because again, we just read this place is filthy. These nations that laid in the bed with this woman, you know, so they're dirty together. So that's how we know they're not gonna get away with it either. So-called China, these other nations trying to make their own new move and over there and try to overcome Esau. It's not gonna happen, you know.
They've all become defiled.
Exactly, they're defiled together, you know.
It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Yep, so because what Esau did, that's how all nations got put on. That's how so-called Chinese over there, they got these high-ass tall buildings in Shanghai and Hong Kong because what happened on to us, you know. China over there was a shithole, you know. They're over there fighting, you know, the Mongols and stuff like that. You know, now they have high-rise buildings, they wear tuxedos and suits. Where they get that from? From Esau. It's Esau put them on, you know.
Yeah, he set up all those manufacturing facilities over there and made them
Still over
groups,
there,
rich, you know, over time. Yep.
Exactly.
Now Babylon calling them the threat, but you build them up to be that way. You build them up to what they are today. You know.
And we're speaking about how they have to divide on our people here with these philosophies to get us to break up, man. All right, they have an issue over there in China where they're not really multiplying like that, man. They have a whole generation of folks over there that's not trying to, like, the men don't even want to try to give with women, and the women don't even want to give with the men. They just sit in their little cubicles and work or their little apartments. That's all that they do, man. They're worried. They're like, yo, you know, before they used to have a one-child policy, but now they out there trying to pay people to go over there and have children because they say, hey, look, man, we got a zero population growth rate, man. Same with a lot of these other nations, man. They open up these ideologies to these people, but then they see what winds up happening, man. You know, give these women these freedoms, now they cussing their men out and everything else like that, man. And then everything's just corrupted, man. All right. Continuing on, Revelation 17:3 says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Yep. Again, this whole setup, NATO, EU, seven heads, 10 horns, going to this power structure, and the horde that's on that beast is going into America. You know, riding on top, you know, controlling this beast, telling them what to do. You know, and that's what the devil does. You know, and that's why the rest of the world follows suit. You know, but now they're, you know, we're going to go into that. They're going to start hating this place. Your brothers already touched a little bit earlier, but that's what's going to move them to wrath, to push. Jeremiah says, nation are drunk enough a cup of and now they're mad, you know, because they got tricked, they got duped, you know, and now they're gonna do something about that, you know, because the Lord's putting the spirit on them to do that. The Lord, hey, that's how the Lord's doing. They got everything, all these fires going on, people fighting against this, fighting against that, fighting against this. The Lord is looking down like, yeah, I'm gonna take this bitch, and that's when the after fall the hour, he's gonna send you out shot, you know, to pretty much just do away with this place, you know. What? Jeremiah? Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations are drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, those philosophies we was talking about a little bit earlier, you know, about tuxedos and that, you know, Esau, you know, all pomp and all that, you know, shit, how they talk all proper, you know, they're proud as hell, you know, that's all from Esau, these homosexuality and stuff like that, democracy, these things the devil pushes, it all comes from, they push it on other nations, you know, and they drunk on that, and now they're coming to find out it didn't work. Now look at their countries now. The whole world's in shambles, okay? Because of what they listen to the so-called white men, you know?
Put them down real quick for a quick reset to back up that about the horse sitting on the waters. This Revelation 17:15, it says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. Because a lot of times, you know, in Christian church, they'll say, oh, this is Rome, it's sitting on the seven hills, 7 seas, or whatever it is, speaking on Rome. But literally it tells you that, like what the brother's saying is, hey, man, from America top down is spreading these things out to these other nations, man. America's putting this Babylonian juice into their mouths and corrupting them from the top down, man. All right?
You made that point.
Let's start at verse 3. It's the book of Nahum 3, verse 3. It reads, verse 4. Okay. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts.
Right, so for instance, you got like nations, let's say for instance Saudi Arabia, right? Their women was for most part in somewhat in order, according to the scriptures, you know, covered up and certain things going on. And you look at their divorce rate, very small. All right, you look at the children born out of wedlock, very small, but then they started giving women's rights. And divorce rate started going up, children born out of wedlock started going up. You got twerking. I forgot what nation it was. I think it was the Iranian Kim Kardashian or one of them. They was like, yo, we put a death threat out on an old girl, man. All right, so because why? Like the scripture say, man, your child go off like that, you're supposed to put them to death so it don't spread and fester, man. But now look at these generations now. I remember from when I was younger growing up, you know, my grandmother would look down at, you know, me and my cousins and them, especially these little girls. Oh, we couldn't walk around dressed like this when I was young. Y'all better cover yourself up. But look at the generations now, man. We just see the chick walking around with a see-through dress on, ass cheeks hanging all out, man. And y'all really proud that your daughters are walking around as free whores, man? Yeah, I mean, hey, this is what they fight for. Women's equality for you to be. I mean, all these men have equal opportunities as long as you got money for these women, man. Instead of having one husband, you have many husbands now, man. All right, so this is that Babylonian juice that's being fed out towards all these other nations. All right, and now it's corrupting them all the way on down, man. Hey, man, again, they give you all these liberties and all these freedoms out here, man. All these women out here walking around with all this freedom to dress how they want to dress, to act like how they want to act, to talk to whoever they want to talk to, however they want to be. But ask them if they're really happy, man. Ask them why they over there buying the dog food and the cat food and why they live by themselves, man. Ask them why they, you know, with all these freedoms, why aren't you happy? All right, because they've been selling you a lot, man.
Yep, real quick, back you up. So Isaiah 32 in verse 5, it says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. You know, so the vile person is Esau, and what he pushes is liberty for all, liberty and justice for all. You know, you got the Lady Liberty over there. And again, we talk about the Lady of Kingdoms. You know, come to South America, you'll be set free. You know, you'll be free ultimately from the laws and commandments of Yahweh Shai. You can be a demon, you can be whatever the hell you want to be under the sun. You got Hollywood people dressing as women, and they're men, and they got men dressing as women. You can be who you want to be. You can role play. Be who you want to be. You know,
except the Israelite.
Yeah, exactly. Except who you really are. You can't tell the truth. You can lie. You can steal. You can rob. Just don't get caught. But you can do it. Just don't tell the truth. You know, don't be out there on YouTube telling the truth. Don't be trying to explain that I'm the devil and none of this stuff, because that's not acceptable. You know, you'll get thrown in jail, you'll be demonized. That's not cool. But again, what this man pushes is freedom. And you people don't know what the hell freedom is, you know? Freedom, you know? You're setting yourself to be destroyed. Because again, this devil is not for you, you know? And you'll find out the hard way, you know? Voting and all that stuff. Come on, man, it's 2021. You know, people still voting. Staying in line for 5 hours to vote for somebody you never met and never even, you know, saw him in real life, you know? To think he's gonna do something for you, you know? Come on, man. This is the mindset the world's in, but really they're not. Hey, people are sick and tired, you know? They don't have the truth, but they're sick and tired because again it goes into the wickedness and rulership. So it's a ticking time bomb. It's only a matter of time. You know?
And that's how you know that this place is wicked, man. Because again, like I said about these women, you know, they got all these freedoms, but they are unhappy, man. You got all these moles out here with all these rights and liberties and everything else like that, and they unhappy, man. All right, you got these Edomites out here that's running rampant, and they're unhappy. So with all the things, they gave you everything that you asked for, right? Everything that they programmed you to want, they gave you all these things, and you're still unhappy, man. All right, so you have to think about, all right, so if what I really wanted or what they proposed to me, was it really good for me? All right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man. You can kill somebody with so-called kindness. Like, look, I'm about to bankrupt this nigga over here. Guess what? I'm gonna give you this here free Bugatti. You just gotta pay the services on there or taxes on this shit. And your dumb ass gonna go take it, and then it's bankrupt and you trying to keep this goddamn Bugatti gassed up, man. You would have been better off with your bus pass, man. You would have had a little bit more money in your pocket, but because he didn't deceive you with these gifts, that's why the scripture said, gift destroyeth the heart, man. He didn't let you have all your freedoms that you wanted. He let you live so deliciously. He let you live under your own laws, your own statutes, and your own commandments instead of following the Most High's commandments, and it's destroyed you, man. All right?
It's that American scheme. He sold you alive. You know, you people bought it up and you're still buying up. You still think there's hope for this place, you know? Because that heavy spirit, really the Lord put on this place for people to fall into your delusions. Right. This place is a delusion, you know? You say you got something?
Yeah, real quick. It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and right to the point, verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe the lie. That's the point, man. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, has sent a strong delusion on majority of these people, man. All right, and it said with all deceivableness, and you go into that word deceive, it says misled by false appearance or statement.
which is false and contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shah. That's why you have men like Aleister Crowley, or men pushing out a wicked agenda, okay? All right, to pretty much show forth that statement of do as thou wilt, man. You see? And misleading the masses of the people to take that chip.
Get the main count. Was that verse 4? I'll jump back.
Nahum chapter 3 verse 4. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
The well-favored harlot. Everybody loves so-called America. We just read it earlier in Jeremiah 51. That golden cup. Everybody want to come to America, and that's their dreams. Because again, this devil, he did his thing, with the witchcraft. You got our people over here coming by the boatload, trying to come over here for what? Because ultimately the Lord's going to judge them. That's really what it is. But you have our people still trying to flock over here to come over to so-called America because they still have their old 1960 flyers saying, "Come to America, the American dream, make it life a reality." Live your dream with all that shit. Because Jacob's misinformed out here. And a lot of them again are just going to be led to be destroyed. Our people are foolish.
The mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
So it's getting exposed. All these great cities you see, San Francisco, Miami, they always show what they show on TV, but they don't really show the reality of the city. Behind you got shit everywhere, homeless people. It's a shithole. But they don't want to, because again, that witchcraft this devil puts up, or that television. And you people get here, and you're like, wait, what? This is not what he told me. And that's what it is. It's a lie. And that veil is pulled down, man. You can't hide no more. You can't sell nobody this dream no more because it's over with. Now get that verse 17.
Going back to Revelation 17, verse go back to 2. It says, "With whom the kings of the earth had committed fornications, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornications. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, with 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet-colored, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness or fornication."
So how does this bitch get all this nice stuff? Where'd it come from? Where all this purple, this gold, these nice old things, stones, what they say, precious stones? Where'd it come from? Came from somebody. This bitch did this world wrong, They really did us wrong, Because again, that's the thing that nobody want to talk about. It's all uncomfortable. Talk about our history, talk about what happened to so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. Because you have to talk about that in order to talk about this kingdom. You can't skip over that. How did this place get here? Because of what happened onto us, So this bitch got all these nice things because we got robbed, We got spoiled. We got destroyed,
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and we start at verse 5. "Yea, also because he transgressed about wine," which we were speaking about earlier, "he is a proud man, neither keepeth it whole, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is as death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay?" It says, "Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be unto them for booty." More verse, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the bonds of the land of the city, and all that dwell therein." So hey, the brother was just going into about how, the scripture was going into how America was made rich, but America was made rich by rape, robbing, and murdering all these other nations, man. All right, you just pulled out of Afghanistan. Why did they go to Afghanistan? For the opium trades, man. This is why all your sons and daughters was hooked on all these opioid pills, man. They was plundering those nations for those things, man. Over there in the Middle East, they getting lithium out of those goddamn mines over there. For what? For you to get these electric cars and your cell phones and things like that, man. This is what the so-called white men do in these other nations. Go plunder these other nations for what? Oil, resources, just to go out and sell them again, man. All right, this is how you've been made rich with all these other nations and things like that. This is why you gathered unto them all these other nations, man. All right.
That's right. In Revelation 17, it says, decked in purple.
Yep, that's what we're reading.
Yeah, because how did he get that? It was going to Esau's blessing. That's how we know that's Esau, because it goes into what? By his sword he lives. He got the fast in the earth, the blessing he received. You want to get it?
Yep.
And,
Yep.
so he got it by stealing. He used his sword, you know? Because that's ultimately his blessing. Really, it's a curse, because he that live by the sword shall die by the sword.
This is Genesis 27, I'm starting 39, 20 to 40. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass.
Really, it starts 338, but you gotta get the character of Esau.
Yep.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, 38, right? Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, so a big crybaby, you know, spoiled brat. You know, this man sold his birthright and he still wanted it back.
Right.
You know, this is the same man we're dealing with. It says, let's talk about woe to thee, O land, when thy king was as a child. This man is a child. It says, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. This is talking about Esau. You know, and who set the women over us? Esau did that. You know, this child, this insignificant one. You know, but he wept because, why? Because, hey, he got Yahweh. You know, but ultimately the Lord set it up in the spirit that he wasn't going to receive it anyways. Who was watching the Boys? Remember that show? Imagine Esau with superpowers.
Yes. Look at him now.
Bro.
Hey. And you was talking, you just made a statement about, you know, he sold his birthright and now he's trying to get it back, man. Same devil that didn't win and destroyed the whole damn planet Earth and want to run from his judgment, man. Like, yo, man, like they said, if you can't pay the time, don't do the crime, man. How you gonna go and do all this wickedness in the whole earth and then be like, oh no, I don't want to be destroyed, man. I don't want to do all these things. Well, why would you do all these things, man? All right, you took pride and happiness in doing these things, man. All right.
Yeah, finish the sword part.
Yep, Genesis 27, going back to 38, it says, and Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break the yoke off of his neck.
Yeah, and the point, really a good point, is that he has a fantasy earth. You know, he has from sea to shining sea, this man is in rulership over. He's touched every place on this earth, you know, for the most part, you know, as far as the maps tell us. You know, he's been everywhere, and he has a stronghold in it. Antarctica, stronghold. South Africa, stronghold. Everywhere, stronghold. This devil is everywhere because, again, that's his blessing. But how did he get there? Again, it's by the sword. You know, by lies, rape, robbery. You know, and this man puts out that sword on people. You know. Go back to the
Nahum chapter 3 and verse 6.
And that's how, you know, because he had a head start, you know, I can say. You know, Esau got a head start with weapon technology, things like that. That's how he was able to, you know, push out, you know, going to, that's the ultimate heritage. You got Greeks, you had the Romans. They had a head start because the sword is persuasion. You know, persuaded by his sword. He killed a lot of people, and the Lord was with him. You know, so he conquered us. This devil, again, he has a full corners there because he had a head start with him. The Lord ultimately gave him that increase to do so. You know, but now he's taking it from him.
Yeah, to reach the peak of his blessing. You know, the Lord scripture saying there's a mountain he cannot pass, so this man has to reach his full potential of his blessing, man. So the Lord can bring the sword on him, you know. Back to that thing.
Finish the explanation to you.
Going back to Revelation 17 and verse 4. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was written a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yep, so I quoted a little bit earlier, and remember, these are visions. He's seeing the download, John the Revelator, and he sees is what we see now, you know. And, you know, we're here, so we understand a little bit better. We live here, we grew up here, you know. But he was marveled because he's seen the greatness, you know, the skyscrapers, you know, the long bridges, you know, airplanes. Who knows what he saw, you know? But technology, that's why he marveled. But he go into the blood of the saints because again, you have to talk about the elephant in the room. You know, this place is being judged because of what it's been doing, you know, and what it did in the past. Lord requires requires that which is past. The devil has not paid for what he did, you know. So mystery war Babylon is not a mystery no more. It's so-called America. This is the place, you know, that great city. This is it, you know. We're standing right on it, you know. What a shame. Here, go read that Nahum.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 6.
But this place was a paradise. So-called America. Before this devil stepped his foot over here, this place was beautiful. Yeah, King Solomon coming here, sending people over here to come grab, you know, the peacocks and, you know, the gold, and, you know, this place over here was beautiful. You know, the tribes were over here, you know, the land of Asarith, you know, because no man dwelt here, and it was beautiful, untouched by Esau. Now look what he did, you know, and it's going to be ultimately destroyed. All the animals, the turtles, the whales, all the, you know, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, a lot of it's going to be dissolved, you know, because of these dominant missiles, because of the iniquity of this place. The Lord is going to judge the place because man made this place. Everything's filthy. Everything got to go. Trees, everything, you know, and especially the people. You know?
Nahum chapter 3, verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
So when you lift up the skirt, that's the shame, you know. It's the shame to be caught naked. And the filth, that's what this devil covers up, you know. There's a saying called being gilded. It's fool's gold, you know. He just gold plated it, you know. But you get down to it, this is not gold, you know. And that's what the devil did. He tricked everybody, you know. And it's being found out to be the rust is showing, you know. This place has got water dripping in his head. This place is running to shambles because now it's, again, the spirit is leaving this place. It says with Isaiah, you shall put a perverse spirit in Egypt, you know, it shall fail in every work thereof. The place is failing, you know. No upkeep, because again, the Lord's going to destroy this place.
I got that word vowel for you. And etymology, it says morally repugnant, morally flawed, corrupt, wicked, of no value, of inferior quality, disgusting, foul, ugly, degrading, humiliating, of low estate.
Yep. So that's why, you know, again, the nations, they're waking up to this. How people speak about America today is not the same how they spoke 1800s, 1600s, 1500s, going to the, you know, back then and in the past. Because why? Because now this place is falling. You know, so it's being made vile because it's always been vile the whole time. And again, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out and everybody's seeing that this place is not the place to be. Now, people are leaving here. When people that got some sense, they're leaving this country. You know, it talks about there in Jeremiah. You know, it says, "Let us leave our place," which we're paraphrasing. You know, because ultimately the wrath of the Lord is coming. You got Jacob flocking over here still. You know, this is the land of our captivity. You don't want to be here. If you don't got to be here, don't be here. You know, and that's the spirit of the Lord is upon you. But get Isaiah 47 and start this time.
Isaiah 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So dust is confusion. Is this not a place called Babylon? It means the land of confusion. So dust is confusion. You get dust and you know, that's this place. You know, it's going to progressively get worse and worse and worse. Because right now it seems like the place is rooted. Get that in Ezra's. It says some places be unsown, paraphrasing. Because you still, you know, if you're a carnal man, you say, hey, again, things are business as usual. You know, there's a little bit things annoying. I got to wear a mask now. I got to get jabbed up, you know. But this place is still intact, so to say, as it looks, you know, on the surface. But that wormwood, this place is rotten up, you know. And it's only a matter of time before it decays, you know. Got it.
Empty storehouses and all that.
Chapter 5, verse like 21, 22. Chapter 6. Same verses, I think.
So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly, 22. It says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses suddenly be found empty.
Yep. So when we read these words, this still does not click in people's minds. Like when you read this, you should think, man, this is happening. Yeah. Why? This makes too much sense. Let me inquire more. What's actually happening on planet Earth? The storehouses wax empty. You know, you get waves of it, but it's going to be really, when that famine officially hits, it's going to be completely empty. Right? And brothers going to early. The whole spirit's about this place being destroyed, man, because that's what we're waiting for. You know, we're waiting for the prophecy to play out because the Lord said, let everything decently in order, preparation, everything has to play out according to the time of the Lord. But it all ends up with this place being destroyed. The whole story always ends up with this. Always has been with America being destroyed. Never been for this place to be here forever. This is not it, bro. I'm going to come out of my people. You know.
Going back, 2nd Ezra 6 and 22, it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown."
So it's like you have to go into these words suddenly, you know. But to those that are not watching, it's suddenly. This is progressed on to us. It was Apostle been doing this for 30 plus years, you know. So it's not suddenly to them because they're awake, they're watching. But to you that are asleep, it's like you wake up out of a deep sleep. You know, it's suddenly. You know, like you had a nightmare or whatever, and someone throws water in your face. You got something?
No, finish your thought.
Yeah, it's like someone throws water in your face. You know, you don't know where you're at. You're lost in space. You're on a whole other planet. You know, and that's how this day's gonna hit you. The day the Lord comes and sleep in the night. You know.
Yep. And to back the brother up, the brother said that we see the things already happening. We see going to the grocery stores, prices been going up. For the same pack of 6 chicken tenders with the skin peeled off, you used to pay $5, $6. Now you're paying $7, $8, $9. You know, and you're starting to see less and less products in the stores. And you can ask any of these places that sell. You ask them, how are you guys doing on supplies? Oh shit, they tell you the same thing. We doing bad. We can't get nothing sent in. You know, so we've been seeing these things happening, but now it's starting to get to the point to where the other people are going to see it, and it's going to hit them like that. Exactly. They're going to be like, damn, how did this happen?
Yeah, that's true, because the everyday person, they're not informed how the inner workings of the society works. They just see shit pop up on the damn counter, and oh cool, I got my little Cheeto snacks, you know? But there's an infrastructure behind that. And these people that push these things, the truckers and distributors, they see this firsthand, you know? And of course the ones who own these things, because they got all the numbers tapped in and it's just not adding up. That's why brothers going into prices going up, because that's the result of inflation. The devil's collapsing his place because he thinks he's going to push New World Order. He's going to collapse upon his own head, because the bigger picture is the Lord is going to disappoint his devices, his enterprise, you know? His whole kingdom, you know, it's all going to be shut down, man, you know?
Hey, going back into, you know, the brother was saying suddenly these places found empty, man, and we have the vision you guys don't. All right, like we brought up earlier about those shipping containers, shipping ships that stuck out at sea. You tell the everyday average person out here about those things, they say, so what that shit got to do with me? So who cares if the truckers go on strike? So they giving out more money? What's that got to do with me? I'm about to go get my paycheck, this whatever money they giving out, and I'm about to go ball out. Like, you don't realize you're just cutting your own feet from under your legs, man. You don't realize how these things are going to affect you if they can't bring it in on the ships. All right, it's not going to get to your store, or if it does, there's a scarcity of these things, which the prices go up, man. Us in Florida know about how they do sometimes with the shortages of gas. When hurricanes come, certain gas stations will start gouging their prices, man. Hey, because of the scarcity, we only got a little bit left. We can make the most money out of these things, man. So when you have your loaf of bread, all right, when you have an abundance of loaf of bread, it's like, yo, man, we got semi trucks full of bread coming in. You can sell it for cheap, man. But if you only got, we only got one more shipment of this bread going out, man, and we got to make back up for our losses. Hey, man, they gonna charge you out the yin yang for that stuff, man. All right.
That's right.
Real quick, Ecclesiastes 12:1, straight to the point. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You know, so the evil days are drawing nigh, man. And the scriptures say perilous times is coming, man. You know, once that belly go to, you know, rumbling, man, you gonna see people's true intentions, man. That's why the scriptures say, remember the Lord and put faith in Yahweh. All right, and take no thought of how you're going to be able to provide in these last days, man. Because at the end of the day, if we got the faith, the Lord is going to provide for us at the end of the day, man.
Yep, that's the Lord to give us a spirit of fear. We have the understanding. People don't understand what's going on. So that's why fear, people act stupid. You know, wanting to grab a toilet paper. Why are you grabbing toilet paper for? If the world's by the end, you grab a toilet paper. Everybody's grabbing toilet paper. All the grabs toilet paper. You know? And then now you know, because he's grabbing, I'm going to grab it. You know? Yeah. That's how this shit works. You know, and that's before you know it, that's why we just go into that precept. It's going to be empty. You know? People are going to be scared to stock up shells. You ain't going to see no niggas that public stock up shells no more. You know? They're going to be putting shit in their backpacks. Yep. You know? If they're smart. You know?
I'm not going to be sitting here on the job stocking the shelf when I ain't got no toilet paper shit.
It's gonna be dangerous to be out here.
Hey, matter of fact, that actually just happened because they were showing videos of people with the PlayStation 5s and the Xboxes. That's a prime example, man. People can't find that they had some dude on one of them YouTube shows. Hey, they got them in the back right there. They hiding them. Like, nah, nigga, we taking these shits and we making money off of them. You can't eat no PlayStation 5. So how much more when it's that last loaf of bread, man? How much more when you got the guys unloading those trucks from grocery store distribution center and bring it to the grocery store, they'll be like, shit, man, hey, look, bro, I know y'all got them trucks. Go ahead and say y'all got a flat tire around the corner, and we gotta worry about ourselves first and foremost, man, before we go worry about the rest of these people out here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What that 2nd Ezra 6 again?
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friend fight against and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Yep. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Yeah, so that's a lot. But going to again, the Lord set this place up again to fail, man. He says friends fight against friends like enemies, and it means obviously you weren't friends. When people you have certain interests or common interests, that's the only thing that keeps you as cordial. You like the same team or something.
A carnal connection.
Exactly, that's all they have. So when that thing's snipped, because you're only friends because society's going on along. If which place is going to be turned overnight to a third world country, you're not going to be friends no more because your life, his life. I like my life. That's how you people think. You only care about your damn self. You want to feel good. That's why again you have these little cliques and circles. I like cars. You like cars, cool. Now we're friends. But that's the only thing that's keeping you friends. That's it. So when that's taken away, you can't drive your cool car. What you gonna do? You're not friends no more. So that's why again, what's gonna be important, people, because again, this kingdom again is lived so carelessly. They lose the reality of how precious life really is and how quick things can turn bad. When you can't go to your everyday routine. Every Thursday, every Friday, I go get groceries after I get my payday. What are you gonna do now when shit's locked up, martial law troops like this? You can't come in here, yada yada, unless you got the thing. All right, cool, I got the thing now, I can go inside, but now niggas outside waiting for you to grab that and you're gonna get your ass beat up. That's the time we're coming into, but it seems like a joke to a lot of people until it happens. People don't take shit serious until it happens to them, And that's why us having prudence, we know we shouldn't be playing around out here because the Lord's getting ready to really manifest his judgments. We don't want to get caught at all with these motherfuckers out here. But where are we at? So finish. Oh, that was it? It said, read the last part, you're talking about standing still, the water standing still. Ultimate is true. Yep. Read it again.
2nd Ezra 6 and 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
Yep, so you people are going to be bugging out, okay, because you have no comfortability. Again, you rooted your mindset here on this earth, and in this place is going to be unrooted. So now what are you going to do? You have no cover. Nobody's protecting you. Your government's not helping you out. You can see that now. You can see glimpses of that now. They're not for you. Your neighbor now, he's not for you. What the hell are you going to do? You're going to pray. You're going to say God, and Jesus, whoever the hell you pray for. But you read earlier, you wasn't seeking before the evil days draw nigh. You weren't at all. You weren't thinking about the Lord at all until you were in tribulation. That's not a relationship. You're using the Lord because you think, he's a genie. I get 3 wishes. How Jake be doing? I'll never do this again if you get me out of this. What the fuck? You got nothing to put towards the Lord. You don't know how the Lord operates. That's why people talk how you talk to the Lord like he's your homeboy or something. God is dope. What the fuck is that, man? Because again, you have a bad, wrong, false reality of who Yahweh Shai really is. He's the king of terrors, as we say.
It says the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Yeah, so it is true. That famine, the word. The thing you really should be paying attention to is what the Lord's servants are probably speaking, because they're speaking according to the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So you want to take answers, you want to find what you got to do, you got to go to these men, which they're living according to the spirit, but that people can't get over that hurdle. You're just so carnal, you don't even hear the message. You see the outward appearance and that's it, and that's it. That's on you. That's on you because the Lord's only dealing with that spiritual man. He's not dealing with natural man. Because if you're a natural man out here in 2021, you're going to be destroyed.
Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Shai to me. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Shai to me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. All right, and the point of that is the famine, the sword, All right, these are main things that the Heavenly Father is getting ready to take out by, man. And when you go into the ancient world, these were crucial judgments of the Heavenly Father, man. You know, once again, watching that movie Platform, okay, what did it show, man? All right, the people at the top, all right, what? They were of greed, man, filling the belly. But once it got down to the lower levels, okay, it came down to the point where, look, I'll kill you about this food, man. So once again, going back to that precept the brother brought out, friends shall fight against each other like enemies. That's actually going to come back on a major scale according to Daniel 12:1, man.
Yeah, because that's sedition spirit that's being raised up. It's not going to be cool to be a Bill Gates, you know, or Jeff Bezos in the time of coming into, because you got your net worth on the internet. And everybody's all fucked up down here. That's why these niggas trying to go to space. They want to get out of here because they watch movies too. They watch what's that Batman movie with Bane, you know? Yeah, they know that. They know about that, you know? Yeah, exactly, you know? So when stuff's not going good, and you, bro, Jeff Bezos is worth how much? $200-some billion? He can literally give every person on the earth $1 billion, more than $1 billion. If there's 7 billion people on the earth, he can literally give people. Everybody on the earth should be a billionaire. Just by this one man, everybody on earth should be a billionaire. So, bro, that's why there's an issue. There's an imbalance, you know. And again, it's not gonna be cool to be these rich Edomites or wherever you are, you know, celebrities, because people gonna start looking at your pockets, you know. Because again, they've been done wrong, and they figured it out that you people are no good, you know. And ultimately, the Lord's gonna destroy all this because He's not with none of you anyways, you know. Who's reading? Isaiah 47. Yeah.
Isaiah 47 verse 1. Isaiah chapter 47 verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yep, so remember we was talking about the best for last. Virgin daughter of Babylon. This place has not been touched. There's no war played out here on this earth besides the Civil War, which that was their own people fighting. That's gonna happen again, right? But this place has never had no conflicts like over there in the Middle East, you know, which is man's bottom power as we speak, bombing people, shooting kids up, you know, and acting like, oh, I didn't, you know, acting like he didn't do nothing. He says, hold himself not guilty, you know. So, hey, it's coming here. People watch yourself on TV and think it's so far-fetched. It's going to come to you because we're going to go into that, okay? Go ahead.
It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yep, so that's speaking through the Spirit. That's Yahweh Shai speaking themselves, saying, Yahweh Shai, of course, because when these men speak, it's going to the Spirit. You know, so it's not men speaking, it's the Lord speaking. So when He said, I'm not coming back as man, is Isaiah saying that? You know, He's talking about the Lord. Of course, we're not going to come back as men because those will be all those men will get changed. He's talking about who's going to bring this instructions. It's Yahweh Shai. You know, Heavenly Father Yahweh send His Son, you know, Yahweh Shai. I'm not coming back as a man. You're not going to poke me with thorns and things like that, you know. You're not going to do what you did to me 2,000 plus years ago, you know. Because the Lord, He's coming back, and He's coming back angry, you know. Go ahead.
Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai of hosts is His name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees.
Yep, so going to the Redeemer, this message is not for everybody, okay? This thing is only for the elect. So if you expect to come up here thinking that this is some so holy Catholic church gathering thing, you're sadly mistaken, okay? This message is only for a select few people. Only a select few people are going to get through this time we're coming to, and it's all those men, women, and children on that side, okay? Going into the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, 144,000, the rest of the 1/3 of the believers. So that's why people don't come by around here trying to figure out what we got to do, because hey, they're going to be destroyed. It says their conscience does condemn them. You know, with the prayer is, you know, it shows on their face that hey, they're not going to. They don't want to be delivered. You know, they want to find stuff away ultimately around Yahweh Shai. It's not going to work. You know.
It says, "For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily laid thy yoke." And thou said,
yeah, because who's he talking to? He's talking to Esau. You know, he's talking to Esau. But what this man did, you know, to our people was going to live it earlier. You know, it showed us no mercy. He's still showing no mercy. You know, so this you people again are people trying to find this devil, trying to find stuff mercy from him. He never showed no mercy. That's why the Lord said, judgment shall, no mercy shall be shown to him. They have showed no mercy. You know. Go ahead.
Con, verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Yep, so he didn't lay it to heart. He didn't think he was going to be required of what he's been doing. That's why he's still doing what he's doing, because he really thinks he's going to get away. Even if you don't think he's going to get away, you got a spirit telling him, oh, I can get away with this. I got some algorithm. I got this new technology that can do this and do that. You know, so him saying we'll be lady forever. How did he get to this point he's in right now? By oppressing so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. So he's gonna put more hell on you. You know, so that's how he's gonna stay a lady forever. That's how he thinks. You know, because again, the Lord, hey, this man is the rug getting pulled from him. You know, said there's no throne. So again, there's never been promised for Esau to receive that blessing. You know.
Job 12 and verse 16. Job chapter 12 verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
That's what the Lord said, not to lift up your horn, meaning your strength. That's what this devil's so proud. He really thinks he can do what the hell he wants to do by his own will, but it's not going to come to pass, you know? Because again, the Lord ruleth in the kingdom, and the Lord is in control. Right? If this man was in control, Esau, let him stop things that are going to come upon him. He can't. That's what it said in that same chapter. Go ahead,
Psalms 37, verse 12. Psalms 37 and 12. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and the needy, and to slay such as be of an upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken.
Yep, hey, because again, going to that sword, when we read a bit earlier about Esau and Jacob, Esau, he said after he received his blessing from Isaac, he said, I'm going to go after my brother with the sword, you know? So the sword now, you got the gun, you got any weapon of destruction, you know, grenades, sword, missiles, especially missiles, you know? He said he's gonna shoot at the just, being the elect. Revelation 12 chapter talks about great rapper, of course, talking about him being angry with the woman, you know, the dragon being wrought with the woman, you know, to make war with the remnant of his seed, those that keep the commandments, you know. So that's who he's also been trying to come up against, is the elect, because he knows that's the only one stopping him from overcoming prophecy, you know, which he's a dummy, because the Lord said it's impossible, you know, to deceive the elect, to ultimately take them out of the Lord's hand. It's not going to happen, you know. Get that.
Isaiah 47 in verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and there is none besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Yep, so that's really wishful thinking, you know. And again, going to the spirit of his people, if you really want to pan the camera around, the same shit every week, you know. It's the same thing every week. Hey, living like this, living without a care in the world, you know. It's a weekend now. You can get your freak on, do what you gotta do, you know, and go back to whatever you got going on Monday, you know. Same thing over and over and over again, you know. They think this is gonna continue on forever, this whole setup, you know. And again, man, the Lord's getting ready to give you this place a great wake-up call, you know. The Lord's ultimately fanning you up for the kill. He gave you a little more freedom. It was just a phase, you know, this whole pandemic thing. It'll go away. Guess what? Another lockdown's coming down. Now lockdown's gonna be a lot more harsher than the one we just had, you know.
Going in Isaiah 24 and verse 8. The birth of tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice endeth.
Bro, imagine that. Like, just listen real quick. And that day it's gonna be screaming, wails. It might even be complete silence, because going to that sword's gonna kill everybody in the city. You know, it's not gonna hear no jucking and jiving, shucking and jiving out here. People driving their cars and shit. It's gonna be pileups. You know, as we stand right here, it's gonna be a whole bunch of people. It might be a firing wall right here. All firing squads. Get a bunch of people on this ice, you know. Hellcats. We're not gonna be hearing this no more, you know.
Demons.
Literally demons, bro. You know. So the mirth, man, all that's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be changed. That tune's gonna be changed. That they grab the little distance, you know. And that tune's gonna be horror nights, you know.
And we had a vision of that when the first lockdowns came in. We was the only ones out on the highways and the byways prophesying, man. Everybody was going in over at Channel Side. Hey, it was nobody on the block, man. All right, everything was so-called shut down when they was so-called in fear of those things, and it was just ultimately quiet. But how much more when these hunters start going out there, man? They're going through your house for food, man. You're gonna be wanting to be real quiet at that point in time, man.
That's what happens when you take away prosperity, you know. That affliction comes, you know, and that affliction, you don't want to talk, you don't want to do nothing. You know, that's what your people out here, you're going to be hurt.
And that goes into what you brothers were speaking about earlier about people not really having friends, because the scriptures talk about that. A friend shall be known in prosperity.
Exactly.
And basically when you're broke, you're going to find out who your real enemy is. What was that? Yeah, when adversity comes upon thee, then you shall know. Well, when adversity hits these people, your next door neighbor that you used to go in and playing Call of Duty with and slamming back a couple boxes of Budweiser, he ain't gonna be opening up no more.
Yeah, they had a article not too long ago that did a video on about how like the scriptures say they that own household should be like enemies, man. They say people are losing relationships over the little juice, man. Oh, when you take it or you don't take it. So many Americans are divided, man. So now, hey, man, like the brothers are going into, when it comes down to food, all right, when it comes down to food, you're going to be like, hey, man, hey, they got food. I know my little brother and them got food down there. My sister and my cousin them got food over there. My mom and them got some food in their basement. They always got some, man, I'm about to go over there and grab that shit, man, 'cause I got to eat, you know, so, hey.
Hey, yeah, and this is how we know we in the end, because Yahweh Shai told us that in Luke chapter 12. Think that I come to bring peace? I say nay, but rather division. So we in the last days, man. Yahweh Shai is making it very clear we in the last days. He said he would bring divisions, and we seeing divisions happening. And to the brother's point too, they already got family snitching on family. Matter of fact, you just had I don't know what country it was in. You had a little kid, a 12-year-old kid, win a lawsuit against his father because his father was anti-vax and didn't want to let him take the vax. So the kid won the lawsuit so that he can get the vax. A 12-year-old, a 12-year-old kid, man.
Hey, one real quick on the Jews. You seen the movie The Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Where the government kept pursuing the Hulk because his father was a scientist, and they like, look, that's a property. He's our property. That's government property. That's why they would never like really try to kill him. They wanted to capture him because he was government property. So all you that got the juice in you,
Government property.
that's what you theirs now. That's why the thing say you're no longer you. They tag in you. You belong to us now.
It's an experiment.
Exactly.
It was an experiment.
And Supreme Court documents came out.
Yeah.
That said it. So it's in papers now, paperwork.
You wanted the patent, dog.
Your property in the U.S. Your patent.
Going back over here. This is Isaiah 24 going back.
So now they can put a chip in you because you're not a sovereign citizen or you're not your property in the U.S.
Yeah, that's heavy because you forfeit your rights. You'll do that when you voluntary comply. You know, voluntary compliance, pretty much. You know, you're voluntarily doing this. You know, so you're giving yourself over. You don't read the contracts. You know, you're not reading between the lines. When you do these things, you think it's just certainly, but the devil has a bigger picture and he wants to own you. You know, and he did it. So that's why when martial law comes, he starts breaking the house, he starts stealing your shit. It belongs to him. You know, how much more when that Quran gets put out. You know. But,
You know, it says, the mirth of the tabrets cease, and the noise of them that rejoice in it. The joy of heart ceases. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Hey, just going into that, like the brother was saying a little earlier, man, he's getting around all these people out here. You know, they eating and drinking. You know, they having a little bit of fun. But hey, some of these people are at the bars for different reasons, man. All right, they at the bars for a different reason. Hey, man, I lost my job. This is going out, this and that, but hey, I'm about to just live it up. Yeah, hey, they got death in their family, or they're looking at their savings, like, look, I'm not gonna go get that to get this job, so I'm about to just drink up the rest of my savings and hopefully I die in the process, man. All right, you have a lot of these people that are going out for these reasons like this now, man, because, you know, a lot of these clubs are packed because the people are so tired of being on lockdown. All right, it's like, shit, I don't know if we go to the club, but I'm tired of being in the house, man. Let me go out now, man. All right?
yeah, that's why Lamentation 4 says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom." You know, rejoice and be glad, live it up. And that same precept pertains to the wicked of our people and the other nations that want to live out here and do the hell you want to do. Live it up, because it's going to come to an end. When it's officially done, no more it's going to bounce back when it open up again and, you know, rolling lockdowns. No, it's going to be complete ice and shut down. That's what we're reading here, Isaiah 24th chapter, you know. There's not going to be no bouncing back from that.
hey, your hand join your hand, and the wicked should not go unpunished. You're going to go along with them. You're going to be partakers from the sins. That's why the scripture say, hey, arise ye and depart. You know, 'cause this place is polluted, man.
Have fun together, you're gonna get in trouble together. That's how it works.
Yep. Continuing on, Isaiah 24:10, the city of confusion is broken down. All right, hey, and that's what Babylon means, confusion. All right, the land of confusion. Now this whole place is broken down, man. Like we were speaking on earlier, man. And suddenly you should find all these places unsold. All right, this is like the end of 2019. Now you get to 2020. Now you get to 2020, and then all of a sudden everything starts shutting down. Man, these people had plans, send their kids to college in 2 years, get little Jimmys and set, what do they call it, 11th grade. We're preparing to send them to college. And 2020 hit. Oh shit, them plans are out the woodwork, man. Well, I'm about to get this here raised to this new job. I'm moving to this different state to start this new job, and everything shuts down, man. So just got pregnant, and then all of a sudden, you know, the pandemic happens. They all scared. So everything is coming to an end here, man. Finishing off, Isaiah 24:11. There's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Hey, there's a cry for wine in the streets. That's why, again, this devil's threatening you with losing this world. He's going to lock everything down and say, hey, if you don't do this, if you don't get this thing, you can't go out there and have a good time no more. People are going to be begging to be let loose, you know? They hate the thing you're going into. They don't want to be let in the house. They want to have a good time. They want to ride skateboards and do kick flips and stuff, you know? Party and bullshit. They want to do all that stuff because they love this world. So the devil's threatening them, saying, I'm going to take this away from you. All right, if you want it back, you got to do this, you know? That's what we're doing right now. So that's why we're going to be begging, you know, to bring back some normalcy, you know? And it's happening already right now. People say, oh, it's a war against the unvaccinated. We can't have our world back because the people don't want to get vaccinated, you know? That's what's happening, you know?
Hey, man, it's the land of confusion, man. They don't even realize. Hey, you know, they're blaming us, but we didn't mandate none of these things. We didn't write in the law to shut down the businesses, man.
Exactly.
You see this? Like, wait, man. Some of us are losing our jobs as well, too. So, I mean, what? We're in the same boat. It ain't our fault. We didn't mandate all these things, man.
Exactly, because that's that order of chaos. This devil created all this mischief by a law. He signed, like you said, and then now all this chaos is going around because this devil wanted to be a demon and make those wicked decrees, you know. I know it's going to fuck the people's heads up. They're going to start fighting each other. And I'm up here in some remote island, you know, pushing buttons and signing things, you know. While you over here worried about chicken sandwiches and stuff, you know.
All right, chaos.
Exactly.
Continuing on in Isaiah 24, 11 and 12. Let me go back and say this. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The birth of the land is gone. And going into the cry for wine, hey man, we used to have a lot of scoffers and things like that, man. Now some people are actually inquiring about what's going on, what do these things mean, and everything else like that, man. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Why is the economy, you know, hey, you got all these different things hitting them all at one time in Babylon. Why is the economy like this? Why is the jobs like that? Why is everything? They want answers, man. Well, hey, it depends on who you go to, what type of answers you're gonna get, man. All right, you gotta come to the prophets, you're gonna get the truth, man. All right, you listen to these people in the world. All you need to get is 70%. You get herd immunity. You got damn near everybody like this. All of a sudden, you got spikes in numbers, man. This is what happens when you listen to the damn devil, man. All right, you listen to your Dr. Fauci's and things like that, man. Wear the mask, you be all right. Double masking, or the mask don't matter.
Here it is, 170 million people got jabbed up, but now the cases have skyrocketed even more than it was before.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Right. Yeah, and at the same time, this man's getting richer from all this. He's throwing these things out, mandates. He owns all this stuff, so you got to buy more masks. Now look, now nigga own those masks, he's getting rich. Right. Pfizer and all these other companies, now they're getting rich. You know, the only people that got poor during this time is you, regular people out here. You know,
The same people that got rich during the lockdowns.
Exactly.
The same people that's getting rich now through those that juice. Because it's free to you, but shit, then somebody got to pay for it.
Government's right blank checks to
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. These corporations are getting paid by the government, which ultimately stand back to the elites. You know, all that money's going to them. Which now they're trying to raise the debt ceiling. What debt ceiling? There is no debt ceiling. They just keep printing money. What you mean a debt ceiling? Raise it for what? You just keep printing money anyway. So what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, Congress gotta agree on it. What the fuck are you talking about? You gotta be an idiot to believe these people, man.
And that's really like probably going into it's really a confusion because you know going into debt ceiling, that's their spending thing for the year, their budget for the year. But then again, when you own all these things, we ain't got enough money for this. Basically, all they doing is putting a raise in their own pocket. Hey, pass this so we can get more money in our businesses.
And every president, damn near every president has done that. Every president. Bush did it. Obama did it. Trump did it. Every fucking president's raising the debt ceiling. Oh, we gotta the government shut down. If we don't figure this out, the government gonna shut down. But they all exempt from the Jesus juice. Come on, man.
They said that the entities, the Fed and DC, they're not even part of the United States.
Right.
So you're asking they'll try to do some quote law thing. They're not even part of this government. You know,
That's
they're
why
their own thing.
that's why DC has its own police. Like, it's not Washington State Police or it's not it's not a state. Technically, it's not Maryland Police Department. It's the DC Capitol Police. We call them Capitol Police. Yeah. Same thing with I think it's Hong Kong and London. Yeah,
London City.
Vatican. The Vatican as well. Yeah. That's the false prophet. You know, so. That's where the false prophet's headquarters is. Which now, the Pope just said they're going to open up a church or some shit for Catholics, Catholicism, and Islam. It's going to be called Catholicism or some shit like that. Which goes to show you what we've been saying. We've been telling you that all these religions go back to the Catholic Church. And now they're opening, the Pope is about to open up a church for Catholics and Islam. Come on, man.
That's that one world order, you know, one government, one religion, you know, all that. That's what the devil's going to do, you know. I feel.
It says, Isaiah 24:12, and the city is left desolation, and the gates is smitten with destruction. Hey, just touching on that, man. Hey, the city is left desolation, and the gates is smitten with destruction, man. Hey, you got a lot of these businesses going out of business because they can't get enough people to come in to apply for work. All right, you can't get enough people coming in to be, how do you call it, customers in your restaurant. They're afraid about certain things. All right, you got certain mandates like up in New York. If you don't have the people juiced up, them and the customers, hey, you have to shut down, man. Even with the first lockdowns, man, we can't afford to keep paying rent and not have no business, man. So a lot of businesses are going out of business.
And that's why Biden has the authority to make all federal employees take it, including the military, because what? Ultimately, they go back to the DC. They're not public entities. They're corporate. It's a corporate. They all fall under the corporation of DC, so to say. You know, that's why he has the authority over them to tell them to take it. You know, but he can't make these hungry Greek. But he can just hey, you got to do this. You got more than 100 employees. You know, but he can't force them to do it like he did the federal workers.
Right. He went through OSHA. Have OSHA them try to implement that stuff down. Like, well, why didn't you just mandate it as a federal law? Well, we ain't got no business over there.
Yeah, exactly. They're public entities instead of government entities. Right. You know? Which is pretty much there's I forgot how many million people they said is under the federal shit. Hospitals, federal workers, IRS, all that shit. Hey, if you owe taxes. You're gonna be good. They talking about hiring more people for the IRS because now they want to monitor anybody with $600 or more in their account. It used to be $10,000, which that's unlawful. That's wicked anyway. But now it's $600. So you got. When I saw that, I was like, God damn, good thing I'm broke.
Hey, well, they say transactions are $600, so you get your paycheck, right? Or you get paid every 2 weeks.
Which is stimulus check. So you get a stimulus check, you through. Which now they want that money back. The IRS talking about, oh, we need that money back. Which now it's not gonna be up to you, because if you do a W-2, and if you do taxes or whatever, or if you got a stimulus check, direct deposit, they're gonna take that money out. One day you're gonna wake up and that money gone. But they got access to your bank. You know?
That's pretty much it, man. Going into again the judgment of that great whore was in Isaiah 47 chapter about feet on down, going to those enchantments. This nigga over here on the television and the lady with the hand signals and stuff. It's not working no more. People's not falling for it. Really, I won't say people not falling for it because it says Revelation talks about them that got the seed to take that mark. It's still gonna work on the people that's gonna work on. But also the people that needs to get on, it's not gonna work going into the elect. So that's why it says the gospel this gospel shall be preached on the four corners of the earth, and the end shall come. So that's what's it. It's being pushed out on a high level for years and years, and what's left at the end. And the end is Esau. That's what we're watching for this man to fall. That's what we're going to. We see his day coming, we're gonna laugh, man. It's gonna be a hilarious fall with this man.
And it's like the ancient Roman Empire started falling. after Yahushua left. And what happened after Yahushua? The prophets were on the scene. His disciples were out condemning this place. And what happened after 70 AD? And right after 70 AD, that's when Jake came in and became Caesar's. You know, so this place is falling as we speak, man. Just the same way it did before. Same way during that time, all these people were coming into Rome. But that's what you got going on now. All these people coming to America and shit. You know, migrants and shit. Because the borders are weak. And your own president is the one that opened the borders up. So this place is finished. You know, at this point, they don't give a shit because they know this place is through.
And so, anything? Sure. And so, with that, again, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash.
Double honors again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings, elect of Israel. Shalom.